Hi, friends. Welcome to my live stream on all things Pokemon. Ran to the LEGO store today. I actually had an appointment at the airport for global entry, which I'm very excited about. And then went over to the LEGO store to join all the release day fun. That's where I got my fancy Pikachu hat, which is ridiculous, but felt like it was kind of appropriate to share here. And they had stickers and all kinds of stuff. And of course, all of the smart play sets. As many of you know, I'm a LEGO ambassador, and through the LEGO Ambassador Network, they sent me all of the smart play sets to test and try out. And I'm really, really excited to dive into them. I was excited when I first heard about smart play and a little bit skeptical, not gonna lie. So wanted to see kind of what all the fuss was about myself, because I didn't get any of those Star Wars sets that they sent before. But yeah, thanks for joining. We are going to get through as many as we can today. I've got two of them that are already built, so I'll talk about those first, and then we will take audience poll to figure out which ones to build next and work our way through as many as we can during this stream. I am going to take this off because it's not comfortable. And we will have Pikachu, which I love that it has studs. Like, that's pretty cool. But we will have Pikachu back here with us. Let's see. Can he fit on the shelf? Actually, we're going to put him here. There we go, because this is kind of a mess anyway. But welcome. Hi, Remy. Hi, The Lego Show. How are y'all? I see that some people have submitted answers to the poll. I'm curious about your honest impression on what your thoughts are on the smart play sets. So please let me know in the poll. I am going to switch to where we've got our dual screen, and I'll get this set up so that you can see what I'm building as I'm building them. But let's start first by taking a look at the sets I've already built. So I started with the Pikachu set, and the reason being the Pikachu set is one of two sets that comes with a smart brick. So here is the Pikachu's forest type setup. See, let me get this going here. And actually, I'll switch off my front camera for now so that you can just see what we're looking at. It came with Pikachu, which is smart compatible. It came with the build itself, which is a nice little area for him to train and learn. We can flip this around, and back here we've got a bed, which y'all take a look at the sticker on the bed. It's super adorable. So for Pokemon fans, you can see there's Snorlax on that pillow, which I thought was super cute, and all of the different Pokeballs. But then this bed is a Murphy bed, so it pulls up, and you can see a shelf with all kinds of fun food type things in there too. So it's kind of like an indoor kitchen area. We have two different side features here as well. So I'll flip it around so you can see. Both of them have some target type designs on them, right, with the Pokeball. So this is a printed piece, which is nice. And this one is for target practice, and you can see there's a smart tag there. So that'll be smart compatible with Pikachu, as well as any of the other smart compatible Pokemon. And then over on this side, we have kind of a forest scene, and this one is designed to throw to catch Pokemon. So here you can see on the back another smart tag, and that is the Pokeball smart tag that's basically for when you are trying your best to catch um, Pokemon. So let me know in the chat if you're excited about any of the sets in particular and any of the Pokemon in particular. And I'm going to update this yellow thing that should be saying that we're building all of the Pokemon sets. So give me just a moment for that. Let's see. Let's go back to here. Hi. Let's see. All right, just a second. Just love the chubby look of Pikachu. Right? I honestly, a lot of people were giving shade to it, and I think they're super duper cute. I really like the vibe of them, and I think they're just adorable. Um, so let's see. Oops, bouncing between these just to make sure that I have. So that yellow scroll thing, I'm working to update real quick to say what it is that we're doing today. Let me double click on it. That down here, out of the way. And also move it down here out of the way. All right, whoops. Okay, we're gonna update this description if I can get it to update. Come on, give me the option. How do I do that? Just a second, sorry. There we go. Okay, double click that. That's better. All right, so Lego Pokemon Smart Play. All right, and instead of saying pieces, I'm going to say that there are 15 sets, y'all. This is wild. There are so many that all came out this exact same time. So yeah, so first off, like I said, here's the kind of setup and venue that we have for him. We also had some different trainer tools. So let me see what I've got in here. It came with, if I'm not mistaken, this little Pokeball, which is super cute, y'all. I love these, and I want to show you with this, we have some new parts. So you know what? Instead of taking this one apart, I'm sure we'll build one in one of the sets in just a second. But that black piece is one solid black piece that has this stud sticking out on the side. And then the white piece is also one solid white piece as well. And so those are two brand new parts, brand new molds that we're getting for the Pokemon sets. So really excited about that. What's interesting is before we got the Smart Play sets or anything, I was building the larger brick built ones from um, earlier in the spring, and I wanted to make a Pokeball, and this was my first attempt at a Pokeball. And y'all, it's very similar in shape to the new ones. So I like mine, but the Lego one is also really cool too. And I'm actually pretty pleased with it. This is my little version of Pikachu also. Basically, that part that's the ears was a printed plate that was in one of the F1 sets. And I just thought it was super adorable and was giving Pikachu ears, and so I had to build that, of course, into a mini Pikachu. But obviously, those aren't the real sets. Let's dive into the real sets. In this one, it also comes with a sandwich that we get for Pikachu to eat, and it has a smart tag. So that's fun that we'll actually be able to give him some food. So I'll put that in the kitchen for now. And it also came with, I think, I'm getting a little confused because there were a couple things I built all together last night, but I think it also came with this little guy. So, so yeah. Then that's one set. We'll dive into looking at the Smart Play features in just a minute. The next set that I did was two different poly bags. Let me see if I have the paper for them nearby. That'll help us know what was in them. Ah, here they are. Nope, just kidding. I must have moved the paper out. Let me just double check one other spot real quick. Let's see. This came in a giant box full of just the LEGO Pokemon Smart Play, which was wild to see all together. And I was overwhelmed when I first got it. My plan was to do some of the building before the release day and get up a review that showed and demonstrated all the features. And then we took an impromptu trip. Here they are. We took an impromptu trip to New York, which is where I got my Nintendo New York shirt, which was super fun. I had to wear that today, of course, given the Pokemon fun. All right, so, okay, I was wrong. So first off, I did this set that came with this beautiful Pokeball, which is great. So that's the Premier Ball. And then I also did this set that was Trainer Supplies. So Trainer Supplies comes with two different Pokeball in two different versions. It has some targets. It has some different food items that you can see too, and plants and things. And it also has, yeah, so here are the targets. And what I love with these targets is you can see that green piece. That is a brand new mold that we're getting with Lego. And it came initially with the Snoopy set in green, both for grass, and then also in yellow for our dear friend Woodstock. And here's the yellow one as well. It also comes in the Smart Play sets. So I'm glad to see that we're getting those too, and that they're coming across different IPs. So that was one, and that was the other. I did those two sets, of course, together. And then I dove into the Pikachu one that we're talking about. And I started with, or after that one, I continued with a Smart Brick compatible set. Let me move my video again so I can just show you this. And it was Jigglypuff! Ridiculously cute. You can see some printed parts. So you've got that little swoop right there. We have the two eyes and the mouth. And then I think those are all the prints on here. This actually had some decent build techniques to create the rounded shape. And I have to say, one of my favorite new pieces is this piece that we're getting for the ears here for Pikachu. We also had them in the ears in Arcanine. And they're this beautiful shape, and they have one stud on the inside to connect them. You can see this is a double layer, so the back one is solid pink, and then the one in front has the black printing for the ears. So I'm liking that we're getting it both printed and not printed in this set, and I think there's a few other of the Pokemon sets that are going to have these. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do with those in MOCs as well. So before we dive into building new sets, let's test out the Smart Play compatibility. I'm going to leave the video on just my hands so that we can look at all the different pieces together. But yeah, while you're waiting in the, or while you're in the chat, let me know if you have any of the sets that you're really looking forward to seeing. And yeah, we'll continue. Or yeah, we'll take that into consideration when we're diving into the sets. So first off, Pikachu comes with a Smart Brick. This is what a Smart Brick looks like. It has basically the clear side that allows it to have some lights and whatnot. It obviously has some sound incorporated into it as well, and it charges on this little base. So this base just plugs into a plug using USB-C, and you just set the Smart Brick here in that platform, and it charges just like maybe my AirPods would or whatever, just by simply resting it there. I've already charged this one up, so it should be good to go, which is nice. And with this one brick, we'll be able to have the Pokemon interact with anything that has a Smart Tag. Now, you can't battle with just one brick, you need to have two. And so if you want to do battle, then both Pokemon need to have the Smart Brick in. And we do have another Smart Brick that we'll be getting to in another set. But for now, this is the one that we have open. So let's take a look and see how to set it up. So for starters, we want to take off the belly of our little buddy here. And I'm going to use a brick separator to try and do that a little bit easier. I will say with these curved pieces, it's a little bit challenging to get them off, which my guess is, I mean, you're going to want to switch the Smart Tag in and out a lot of the different ones. So it should be easier to do, but at the same time, you don't want it to fall apart when you're battling. So, and this is actually not wanting to pop off. So good to know that that's a bit of a challenge at first. Let's see. I think I got it loose there. There we go. Okay. So I opened up the side. Really what you need to do is take out this middle section. But it's not, oh, wait. Okay, I just figured something out. On the bottom side of this, there's a new plate that has a little notch sticking out of it, and that is for this purpose, I'm sure. So I don't want to break my nails. So instead we're going to use this. But yeah, that works much better. Okay, I'm glad that I saw that. So let me just show you in here. We have a Smart Tag for Pikachu. Let's flip it over so that you can see it right side up. We've got that Smart Tag for Pikachu, and then we have that brick that has those little notches out of it. So that little plate, that is designed so that you can get something like a fingernail or something in to pop that out. So we'll pop this out. We will add in the Smart Brick. Slide that in there. And then what it suggests is instead of putting in all of the rest of this again, that you just put on the middle section on his belly. So that's what he's going to look like. This way we can see the lights on top and on bottom. That's going to give us a sense of what's going on. And then I'm going to set this other stuff aside for a minute so that we have it just aside and we don't lose it. To wake him up, we should be able to just shake him. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Okay, cool. Whoa! So, I don't know. Let me know if you can hear in the chat because I'm using my AirPods, but I might take them out so that I can make sure that you can hear this. So let me put it up closer to my ear, um, so, as you could hear, hopefully, by shaking him, I was charging him for battle, and then once I pushed forward, it launched the lightning bolt type strike. So let's try that again. So charging it up. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, this should work to where we can put it... Oh, it knows that I'm tapping it. Oh, that's cute. It's like I'm petting it and it's getting life from that. That's actually really adorable. But yes, please let me know in the chat. Can you hear the sounds? And if not, then I will flip from using my headphones to using the just regular speakers so you can hear it. So let's bring him some food, I think. So we'll take him up to the kitchen. He's up here. Now he's in the kitchen, which is fun. Let's get him some food. We'll bring the food close by. So it made kind of a chewing sound, which is fun. And then also let's have him walk. That's cute. It makes like walking sounds. So yeah, let's give him more food again. Okay. Nice. Oh, he burped. Okay, that's actually really cute. So that was the food option. Let's see. I think the bed also has a snooze option too. So let's lay this down and see if we lay him down. It might just be that laying it down sideways that he knows that he's going to go sleep. So we'll put him here. Oh, there we go. Okay, what I'm hearing is some snoring noises, which is really cute. I'm hoping that you can hear them as well. Again, let me know in the chat, and we'll figure out sound as well. So let's wake him up. Pikachu! That's super cute. Okay, so now let's head over to the battle station over here. I'm going to move this forward. We are going to put him on the battle button. All right. Okay, fun. It's kind of awkward. But if we flip around the battle bot and we have him hit it, oh, there's different noises coming through as he battles. It kind of looks like he's, I don't know, it's a little awkward. But yeah, fun that you can have it make noise. And when he hits up against these little round targets, it seems like it's actually working. So that's some practice that helps him level up his skills. Okay, how do we stop him now? All right. I think to start or to stop him from one smart thing, we need to move on to another smart tag. So let's check over here. All right. So I'm hiding him over here. And now I've got this ball. I'm going to throw the Pokeball, and I'm not actually going to throw it, but I'm going to bump it against the thing to see if I can catch him. So... I feel like what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to make like some kind of catching noise or something. But I don't know for sure. So let's see. Maybe I put him... Oh, okay. I put him over this green thing. Okay, I think that noise means that I caught him. All right. Okay, reasonable fun so far. I think part of it is you just have to keep playing with it to understand how it all works. But it's pretty interesting. I do like that on this little section down here that we have that green tile, and that helps us know where to put Pikachu. And then also upstairs, or I guess maybe that's the only place where it tells us to set him down. You can also set him here to activate that battle, or I mean the practice battle stuff, and that helps with that smart tag. So that is our Pikachu fun. Now I'm going to switch the Smart Brick over to Jigglypuff, and we're going to see what he can do. Jigglypuff also has two speakers. So we've got one speaker and another one just like it. Super cute. So I'll have these here. Then we also have a microphone for him, which is a lot of fun. So we'll put this here as well. Okay, this time I'm going to do it right. So you can see that that plate that has a little notch there. I'm going to use that to help remove. Okay, that was much easier. Here you can see the smart tag for Jigglypuff. So super cute. Pikachu SquarePants! Yes, right? Honestly, a little squared off, which I think is adorable. So, but I know that not everyone loves. So, all right, let's remove this smart tag or smart brick. Okay, he's giggling. It's kind of awkward to remove it while he's laughing at you. It's like, I'm sorry. All right, so we have that removed. And we can put it in Jigglypuff. Oh, Jigglypuff has creepy noises. And we will also put Jigglypuff's mouth on. All right, so now he has, oops, let's move that mouth up a little bit. There we go. Do, 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 do. Super cute. How are you, Rapture? Good to see you. I'm really have been so curious to get my hands on some of these smart play sets. So I'm glad to finally get a chance to play with them and get a sense of if, I don't know, what I think about them. One part that I'm loving in these, check out these arms. So that is a brand new part. It is a clip on that side, or the clip is on the side attached to a bar right there, which is nice. But let me just pop it off so that you can see. So, whoops. I'm excited to see what other uses we'll get of this piece. There are a bunch of new molds in these sets. So that was one. And then I mentioned that we've got some new molds in these buildable Pokeballs. And so when I open a bag that has one, I'll show you those new parts as well. But let's take a look at our friend Jigglypuff. None of the accessories have smart tags, so I don't know if they'll work, but okay, that's as if we're battling. I'm charging it up. Okay. Also, Rapture, let me know, can you hear the sounds? I'm curious to know because I've got my AirPods in. So that would be for battle. We can have him walk around. I thought he was going to sing, but I don't really know how to get him to sing. But let's see what happens when we give him some of the food. So the same kind of chewing sounds. Yo! Okay, kind of cute. I was really hoping for a song, so let's see what happens if we put him over by the station where you can catch Pokemon. Okay, so he's hiding back there, and if we push this down, it should make it think that I caught it. Oh. All right. So I caught him, which the way that you're supposed to catch him is by throwing these at these targets and then launching it. But I didn't want to throw them in the Lego room. Obviously not the same as what kids would do with play here. But you can see on the back how we've got the smart tag there for that Pokemon catch ball. So yeah, honestly, I really like so far the aesthetics of these. I think they're really adorable. I think that they were, first off, they're not designed for display so much as they are for play, of course. And so they had to be really thoughtful about making them in a way that kids could be playing with them and they wouldn't be falling apart and all that kind of stuff, which makes a lot of sense. So I love the adorable look and vibe. I think they're super cute. The Pikachu print on the face is perfection, and I think they did a great job with all of the prints here that I've seen so far. Um, But yeah, I know that some people were not as big of a fan of kind of the shape and such. I think that a lot of people it's gonna grow on a lot of people. My first glimpse of it was this is exactly what I was thinking that we would get with Pokemon. So the fact that we got the buildable ones that are even more detailed and look more like the actual Pokemon, I think are fantastic for the adult fans. But this is what I was expecting for the kid focus sets, and I think they're so cute. I really do want to collect them all, which is ridiculous, and I don't think Lego will ever be able to have every single one around. So I'm going to take the Smart Play brick out of this just so that it's not running while we're building the other sets, but wanted to give you a sense of what it's like for it to work first before we dive into additional building. So we'll just put this here on the little charger. The charger thing is not plugged in, but that's okay. And then we will finish off Jigglypuff. So here is the look of Jigglypuff without the smart brick, which again, I think is just stupid adorable. So, so cute. So, all right, let's build some. So I'm going to move these other parts over here. And the first set that we're going to build, I think, is this gift with purchase that is available today. Whoops. Here we go. So we're going to start with the Ditto as Squirtle gift with purchase because this was one of the ones I was most excited about. I do not have the Nintendo Switch 2 yet, and so I don't have Pokopia. But I know that Ditto features quite heavily there, and when Pokopia launched, Ditto was everywhere, especially in Pokemon Go. And so I've caught a ton of Ditto and wanted to get my hands on this one. So very excited that this is included with the sets that I get to share with y'all. So let's slide this over. Let's get our handy dandy sorter in place, and we'll switch back to the other camera as we build. All right, so I'm gonna move all of these different features. Let's see, let me get a bin that I can put them in for now. I think I've got one down here. Here we go. Oh, nope, that has Lego in it. Oh, actually, wait, I could do this. All right, I'm gonna transfer these over to here. Okay, so we've got some different, I'll show you as we go. We've got these little blue plants. We've got these green plants. We have these target practice things. And we have these large purple plants. And then we have this little character as well. I think it's going to be a target, like a training type thing as well. Happy Pokemon Release Day! Good morning in California. How are you, friend? I am going to, I was just testing some of the Smart Play stuff so that I could show y'all. And if you will let me know in the chat I don't know if you can rewind my stream and just hear it a little bit, but if you can and let me know if you hear the sound, that'd be great. If not, that's also fine. I'll go back and test it in a little bit as well. But yeah, we're going to dive right in. I finished two sets before I joined live just so that I had some to start with. One is the Pikachu one that is so cute and has some different play features and also comes with a smart brick. So that was partly why I wanted to do this one. And of course, it comes with a stupidly adorable Pikachu. And then the other one I did was a smaller set, and this is one I was very excited about, Jigglypuff. So yeah, but since I'm using my headphones or my AirPods, I didn't know if people were able to hear it. So I'm going to dive into Ditto as Squirtle, the amazing gift of purchase. We'll do that one next. And then after that, you can tell me which one you want me to build next, and I will follow through. Let me get some coffee. Switch these around so my coffee is more accessible. Who cares about water? Just kidding. Hector, are you going to the Lego store today, or do you have a Lego store near you? I went this morning And I had a good time on release day. They gave us these really fun, you cannot see them. Here, let me do this other video for a second. They gave us the really fun Pikachu head pieces that you could wear, like a little headband, which was cute. They had all these stickers. So I think there's Gengar, Eevee, Bulbasaur, um, Charmander, Pikachu, I believe, are the oh, and Ditto. I think all of those stickers came, and then because I am very lucky to have these smart play sets already. I didn't buy any of these, but I did buy the Animal Crossing buildable ones, which I'm very excited. Okay, 30 minutes away, not too bad. Thanks. All right, let's see. So 4 bags in here, not too many. Are you going to your store today for release day? It's always a bit of chaos. Ours was really chaotic, and their air conditioning is broken today. So that's a really big shame for them. Not fun at all. I felt bad for them, and I also felt bad for all the customers because it was really hot. All right, here are the stickers that we get. For this, we have 3 adorable stickers with Squirtle, and then a 4th sticker that I think is a remote control since he's going to be watching the TV. So no, sadly not today. We'll hopefully go tomorrow. Awesome. Well, I hope for you that whatever sets that you wanted to have are available tomorrow. Um, they were saying that some of the sets had started to sell out pretty quickly, but that they were able to still have quite a few, which is good. So hopefully that's the case with your store as well. Okay, first off, y'all. This print, it's so simple, but it's so stupidly cute. I just love it. And the back, to give you a sense, so this is the part. I believe this is a newer part in this shape. I think all the other parts in here are not newer. Newer, but not brand new to these sets as well, are these kind of curved ones. And then none of the other ones in this bag are, from what I see, but I'm sure in some of the other bags we'll get some. So I will show you as we get to them. Which sets are on your wish list, though? My wish list was Animal Crossing for sure. So cute, so derpy, yes. Right? The face is just adorable. So obviously the smart play sets are geared towards a younger demographic. And that said, the instructions I find to be very step by step in a way that I typically like to skip pages and move through them quickly because I don't need every single step identified for me. But I get that I'm not the target audience and target age for this. Although obviously with Pokemon having such a huge fan base of older generation too, I think there will still be quite a few adults that are buying these sets as well. So I don't think it's exclusive just to the younger kiddos, but obviously I think they need to cater towards the youngest population that would be building these so that the build process is relatively easy. Okay, here's another newer piece that we've been getting this year. I'm loving it in this blue. This blue color is one of my favorites, so I'm glad that we're getting some new parts. It is basically that perfect curve for the corner in a 1x1. So you can add that here and it makes that shape just so natural, which is nice. Got a few of those in this set. All right, and then we'll build the next pieces. I am loving that you have been building out my Pokeball. So thank you for getting those instructions and sharing them also with your friends in your feed as well. I am obsessed with mine. Right after building it, I carried it with me everywhere because I was going all these different places to buy Pokemon cards and play and, was beginning to get really obsessed with the game. And so that was, an easy thing to carry around with me, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, you can find the instructions on my website." So it was fun to get to share those with people, and I appreciate that you shared them too. The Pokemon sets you're looking for are the ones that have Squirtle, Lapras, Quaxly, and Gengar. Love those. Gengar was one that I was very excited about, as well as Eevee and Umbreon. So those were on my top lists, and then the Squirtle one as well. I'm excited though, now that I've started to look through some of the boxes, that there's so many that come in these sets, and so many really fun and adorable builds that'll be with that too. So, all right, we're gonna keep getting this character. So the arms for these characters are also a new piece, which I'll show you. It's going to match the arms that I showed just a minute ago on Pikachu, I think. So once I get to that, I think it'll be in the next bag. I'll make sure to point that out because it's really, really cool part. And I'm curious to see like how we'll find new ways to use it. Where is that 1x2? Did I? Oh, I used the wrong color. That's why. I was going too fast, y'all. Already going too fast. I ran into Ross, Emily and Ross, Emmasaurus and her husband, briefly at the LEGO store today. I actually didn't get to chat with Emily, but did chat briefly with Ross and was telling him, yeah, I'm actually going home and I'm going to build these on Livestream. And he said, yeah, we just finished building them. It was a long process. There are a lot of sets in these waves for sure. So not complaining by any means. I'm super grateful for this opportunity, but yes, it's definitely a lot. Okay, so does this go over or under? This is what happens when I skip pages. Okay, it goes under. Nice. All right, so these are designed for kids to battle with, and so they are not necessarily designed for a lot of posability, and that's okay. You know, again, target audience, target market, with the goal of getting kids and adults alike, I suppose, to actually play with the Smart Play features. So that said, it's going to be like one solid stiff character. I do like that the larger buildable figs have some posability and some movement with them. They're also not necessarily designed for playability. Although I do imagine that we will see kids playing with the larger EV and with the larger which one was that? Oh, Munchlax, which was so cute. That was such a fun build. From earlier this week, I got into the Rayquaza last night, and I got through just 3 bags, and it was a lot of detail for the base of it, which was a lot of fun, but time intensive. And there's still another 3 bags of just the base alone, so didn't get around to getting to Rayquaza yet, but I'm excited for eventually getting to do that. All right, here is basically, I think, the part that will be the shell of Squirtle. I'm not exactly positive, but I'm pretty sure that's where we're going with this. Um, and yeah, the color combinations here I think work really well for Squirtle, and I guess technically for Ditto as Squirtle, of course, but yes. Also, this technique here that I'm using for the jumper plates, when I was building out my bowling ball earlier this week, I used some of these side by side in the Lowell sphere technique as opposed to just this style. And it's really nice that it actually finishes out that middle section and makes it a little bit more solid. It helps with adding additional studs to help it stay more rigid. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I can replicate that also with maybe some other um, parts and things. All right, here is our Ditto as Squirtle, and y'all look at this tag. So first off, see if it'll zoom in enough. You can see on these tags they have a number, and I believe the number is going to be the Pokedex number, but I'm not exactly sure. In the picture, you can see Ditto, and then you can see a picture of Squirtle with a water drop. So I'm hoping that in the future we get some other Ditto compatible sets that have some other Ditto tags, but with other pieces or other elements in there too, so that we get a sense of how all those work. All right, so put the smart tag on basically the shell. We're going to attach the shell here. And you can see the smart tag popping out here. All right, your question was, did your store do the build smart tag holder Pokeball? Did the store do the build smart tag holder Pokeball? I don't think so. I didn't see that. Is that a Pokeball that can hold smart tags? Is that what you're saying? Um, if that's the case, no, but I would love to see that. I actually didn't know that existed, so I will have to take a look. I think we need one. I think that would actually be a really nice detail for them to have. All right, let's add Ditto's face. Ditto has officially become Squirtle. And then we add these little parts. So these sets are coming with a lot of these like rounded pieces, and we're going to get a bunch in a bunch of different colors that are probably going to show up on Pick-a-Brick. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And then with each of these, when you're building them, we put this type of brick setup in the middle, and this is what you remove for the smart tags. So they always have a jumper right here to attach the top one, and that's because this is basically like the belly of your little friend, and so when you put the smart tag on, you take the belly off to put on the smart tag, so it's not completely naked. But here, this will cover this up, and I like it because it gives it a nice finished detail, so that when you're looking at it, it looks like it was meant to be finished, as opposed to showing those smart tag features kind of hidden throughout. Okay, that's super cool. I am going to have to ask my store about that because I did not see that at the store, and would love to have one of those, especially given that they sent me the entire wave. It would be really nice to have something to hold those smart tiles. And again, I just want to reiterate how grateful I am that LEGO sent these. I really wanted to test and try out the Pokemon Smart Play, and Smart Play in general, and haven't had a chance to do that yet. I didn't get the Star Wars wave, and so I wanted to see for myself because I know there's been a lot of criticism. I think a lot of that criticism is fair, and I think a lot of it also is misguided from people who haven't gotten their hands on it yet. So wanted to get my hands on it and see for myself, and give you my honest impression. So far, I think it's pretty interesting. I think this wave feels better than the Star Wars stuff. Granted, I didn't get to play with the Star Wars ones, so I'm not exactly sure yet. But I do think this was a better hit than the what felt like a miss at um, the Star Wars wave. So your event sold out, so that's the reason I didn't go today with my sister and nieces. Hopefully, the instructions get posted so I can order the pieces and have them build it. So, was that a make and take? Is that what you're talking about? If it's a make and take, our store sometimes doesn't have them, or it's harder for us to find out when they are, or maybe I'm just less aware, which is also quite possible. All right, we are building the tail, but before I do, let me show you what's going to be the arms. So this is that new piece I was talking about. It has a stud on, come on, there we go. It has a stud on this side here, that has a hole through it. On this other side, it has that area that has basically something a clip can clip onto. So I like that that rod is in there, and it gives us something that can be used pretty easily for a small character to have some arms. So once you attach it on, it's actually really cute. So I like that. I think it's a nice little vibe for these characters. And yeah, I think those parts will be interesting to see how people are able to use them in other types of builds. Now we are building the tail. Ooh, y'all, we get a microphone in this beautiful vibrant blue. That's fun. That is a new recolor. I like that. And that's going to help attach that tail, which is fun. Ooh, cool. Excited about that. And then we'll attach these other pieces. There are two printed tiles in here that are round, and that have a little squiggle on them for the tail. Oops, looks like I need another plate there first. So we'll do that, like so. Okay, here we go. Cover this with another curved piece, and now we add on those little spirals. So let me look at these. Oh, there are two different prints. Nice. So one goes one way, one goes the other way. That's pretty cool. So on this one, I actually need to flip that. I think this print goes on the other side. Here we go. And it's showing it going like so. That's pretty cool. Yes, I make and take my nieces are curious about Pokemon, but don't know anything about it and feel these sets are a gateway in the Pokemon world. I think that's very true. And I think a lot of people are going to find their way into Pokemon because of the sets and the partnership with LEGO. So I think it was very smart for both companies. All right, that's there. This can kind of curve up, which is nice. Really cute. And then I'm guessing we'll probably put the hands on. Yep. So I hadn't yet done that. All right. So we are done with Ditto as Squirtle. Super cute. And here it shows we finished Ditto as Squirtle. It has that water drop, which is nice to show that it's water type. And then it shows number 0132. Hector, is that the number for Ditto in the Pokedex? Do you know? And if you don't know, that's also perfectly fine. All right, cute. We'll add him over here. And then we're building whatever this thing is. I'm not sure yet. There are... Oh, I think this is his little popcorn dish. Cute. Okay, that's fun. So this is going to be a simple little squared off build using those snot bricks that have the two corner studs, which is nice. And then we're going to attach this yellow on top and give some white and yellow studs. So I think this is meant to be buttered popcorn. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Okay, I'm going to do a white one here and a yellow one here. And we finish it off by adding these little wall pieces on. So these wall pieces are simply just tiles that connect. Okay, this is really cute. You're going to be the best uncles ever. Do y'all use the phrase gunkle with them? Or do they use that phrase? I don't think we've ever actually technically used that phrase with our nieces and nephews, um, but yeah. Okay, 132 in Pokedex. Awesome. So that confirms for me that the way that Lego is doing this matches up with the Pokedex. Okay, so we have a little popcorn bag and we have a little Squirtle. And what I wish they would have done is added a smart tag on the side of this popcorn because then he could eat the popcorn and it would make the same types of noises that we get when we use this one, which is the sandwich. So this one actually has a sandwich on it, but I think they could have done another food type picture, maybe even with the same technology of that smart tag to add onto here. That said, in a gifted purchase, they're not going to give you multiple smart tags. I get it. And then in the back of the instructions to show you, once you've built the character, it then shows you what to do to put in the smart brick. So it walks you through step by step. It's hard to change the pages. There we go. So yeah, like I said, you remove that middle section, you take the tile off so that the belly has a little bit of a coverage there too, and then you can see the lights on top and bottom. And then shake it to wake it up, and then it shows you can have it run, you can have it go back and forth to kind of charge up for battle. They do call you that. I love that. That's so sweet. You can have it laugh, you can have it sleep, and then it tells you all about the other sets where you can get those smart bricks. So again, this is a smart brick compatible set. Whenever you look and find those, they're going to say, add a smart brick to play interactive. And then the purple sign here says, Smart brick not included. Down here with the logo, Smart Play compatible. Very important to pay attention to these because that's going to tell you whether or not it has the Smart brick in it. If it doesn't have it in it, you're not going to be able to use it for that capability until you get another set that has one. So let me show you one that has one. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. So I don't know if you can see these. Let me zoom into the bigger picture. Over here, I have the whole stack of them. And this box right here that's sticking out, you can kind of see my hand is on the side. There is a smart brick picture on the edge of it. All the other ones are yellow, but this one has that smart brick showing on the side. So that's going to be one clue. But then when we pull it out, okay, goodness gracious. Here we go. Smart brick image on the side. It also says down here, nope, sorry, up up here, Smart Play all in one. So that means it has the brick in it. In this case, it has two so that you can battle. So we will build this one so that we can practice battling as well. But we don't have to build this one next. So we got Ditto as Squirtle. We're not done with that set yet, though. Ditto as Squirtle is also watching Squirtle on TV. So we need to build this part first. So let's dive into here. But yeah, super cute. I think that it's an adorable little Ditto. I love that derpy face and the spiral print. Those are really nice to have in these sets. The larger Pikachu set had quite a few stickers, which wasn't a big surprise. But anything that's on the Pokemon itself is a printed part from what I've seen so far, and I hope that continues with all the other Pokemon. The stickers were not for the smart tags, like those come pre-printed as well. So it was more just for a couple visual elements, like an envelope, the pillow, the rug. Also, just check out this rug. It's super cute. When I built this, I was like, I want this actual size for my Lego room. Isn't that cute? So, but yeah, basically all of the like design features were stickers, but any feature that was a part of the smart brick elements and that kind of stuff came pre-printed. So as well as the Pokemon. So I'm glad to see that. I know some people hate stickers. I don't mind them. I think they add a lot of fun detail to sets, so I think they're worth it. But I know not everyone's favorite, which makes sense. When I was looking at the new Animal Crossing ones, it looks like some of the parts in there are stickers, but the parts that go with Timmy and Tommy directly are not. So that's good. All right, let's continue. And as I'm building this, let me know in the chat what set you want to see me build next. So which one are you most looking forward to that I can dive into for us to take a look at together? I know the ones that I mentioned I was most excited about were the ones with Eevee and Umbreon, Gengar. I'm really looking forward to as well. But there are quite a few, and honestly, as I build them all, I'm sure there will be some that I'm like, oh, that was an underrated one that I really like. And the Lapras one, now that I've seen it in person, it's pretty cool. So looking forward to that one. Charizard is nice. Given that I built the larger brick built one, I'm excited to see those two and compare them. Obviously, they're going to be very different because of the scale and the purpose, one being for play, one being for display. But I think they did a pretty decent job, and it's a nice size. Also, the one that I think of the sets that I was most excited about as a whole complete package is the Mewtwo one. It just looks so cool and reminds me of working at the movie theater when the movie came out. So, yeah. All right. So we're getting some little drawers that will open up. So that's pretty cool. Wonder what's going to be hidden inside this little TV. Ah, some fun colors. Okay. This to me seems like it must be a hidden reference, and I need to know what you all think it is because I don't know what this reference would be for. So we've got red, green, blue, and tan here, like so. Okay. And this is actually on these doors, so it's not even really a hidden detail, but it's going to show right there. It might just be red, green, and blue. The tan might just be because it's matching the rest of the furniture. And then this other side has aqua, so light aqua, bright light blue, and orange. So I don't really know what this would be in reference to. But when you look at that, that's what it looks like across the line. So I feel like that means something. It has to, right? I don't know. I just don't know. All right, and then we cover this up. Oops. So yeah, those will be hidden drawers that open pretty easily. I wasn't expecting a hidden feature here. That's fun. And then we move on to the top. That's going to have the TV on top. I like that they're adding in some studs on the top of here using these jumper plates so that we can put the remote control down and not have it completely disappear like they do in our house. All right, bag 4. Okay, so getting some fun colors and things in here, and this is going to be predominantly just that little TV build, which is nice. I think if I were to build my own little house, I might use this TV for it to represent our TV in the main room. Philip would be like, no, our TV doesn't look like a Pokeball. I don't know why you decided that, but I decided because that's where I want to live. It's my house too. I do like the curved shape of this, and I think, they did a good job with these sets to give it some type of vibe that feels like it matches the look of a Pokeball for the TV. I think those are little clever details that I think were smart for them to add, and kind of, I expect them to add those types of details, like it needs to, when you look at it, have the look and vibe of a Pokeball or something. If it's going to be a Pokemon set, let's not miss out on some of those really cool things. So, all right. Again, like I said, these are very step-by-step instructions, so they take you through in a way that is slow to build if you're like, you don't need every single page probably if you're an experienced builder, but that's okay. I do like to sometimes look at a picture and see if I can build it just from the picture. And that's mostly if I'm like building a huge volume of sets like this today, where I want to challenge myself to help make the build experience continue to be interesting, because sometimes it can get a little dull. And I understand that may sound very privileged, and I get that. I am super fortunate to be able to get to review sets and share them with y'all. So that's not lost on me, but I will say that it's also work. So, building all the sets sometimes can get very repetitive when it's a wave like this, which also makes it more fun when I can do it live with y'all and hear from y'all about your perspectives and ideas and thoughts on them. And whatever your thoughts are, I can also pass back on to LEGO directly. So, like I said, please let me know your honest opinions on the sets and whether or not you plan to pick them up, things that are criticisms you have, any of those things. It's important for LEGO to know. All right, we are going to add this fun little picture in there of Squirtle. And it looks like there's 2 different TV shows that you can watch here. So the first one is Squirtle, where it looks like he's got waves and maybe some mountains in the background. Really super cute. So let me attach this first. All right. Ooh, I did a decent job. That is super cute, y'all, and I'm loving the colors that are in this one. It's really, really pretty. All right. So that'll slide in here. And there we have our TV. But we also have a couple other things. So the TV can be mounted on the chest of drawers, or the little, I guess, TV stand, I suppose. Now we're going to do the remote control. So we'll add that on here too. And of course, with stickers, I always need to do these with the brick separator, which means I can't talk while I'm doing them. So give me just a moment. Okay, and while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and put these other two stickers on because there's only two more parts. I'm sure that'll be the next steps. Oh my gosh, this one's so cute. And I can't tell if this is meant to be a catch card. I'll show you in a second. It might be. Let's see. And then it looks like we get another TV screen. Oh, this is Squirtle battling in a gym. This is fun. In true Pokemon fashion. So we get two different images of Squirtle for the TV. One where it's like he's in his natural habitat, and the other where he is battling. So I like that you can change the channel. All right, we did it. Okay, let me show you all the stickers. We have Squirtle in his natural habitat. We can pop that one out and pop in Squirtle in his battlefield. And then we have this little remote control that I will add over here. Very simple design. Some light blue and light pink. And we have what to me looks like a catch card, but I don't know for sure. Or maybe just a postcard or something. It might be like maybe it is a VHS cover. That might be what it is. Right, all these details are so cute. You definitely want a Poke TV too, right? Yeah, and I love the dual images. They did not need to do that for us, and that's just super fun that you get both. And then I'm loving too that they designed it so that you can slide in that extra picture right inside to have it inside for when you want it to be on the screen. So, really cute. Let's take a look at the final build. So let me switch off my front-facing camera. We have Ditto as Squirtle. Derpy little face, super cute tail. I like that that can kind of move in different directions too and be posed in different ways. I like the color choices that they used for Ditto. And I love that we're getting, let's see if this will come off. It didn't completely come off, but that is actually, it's not a microphone. I thought it was a microphone, but it's one of those Technic pins that has a ball on it for a ball joint that we got in that blue color, that vibrant blue. So that's a new color, I think. I believe that's a recolor. These arms are fantastic. Like I said, we also got those with Pikachu. So in the Pikachu set, you get those in yellow. And then we have the table TV setup where you've got that opens up. Hi, Cassie. So this opens up. We get the two different TV screens where you can have him in battle, or you can pop that out and switch it to this one where he's in his natural environment, which actually I'm going to do because I think that one's cuter. So slide that back in here and the display pace. Gosh, that's really cute. And then we get what looks like a catch card. What do you think that is, Hector and Cassie? Do you think this is a catch card or a postcard? It's really cute though. And of course the little remote control so he can change the channel. And then we got some popcorn. Really, really cute. So these are our new friends from that set. That gets us to set number 5, y'all. Of course, Pikachu being the Smart Play all-in-one set that I showed before. That was the first set I built so that I would actually have a smart brick to use and practice with. Then I built Jigglypuff, which is adorable and came with a little microphone and speakers. And then another one that had this Pokeball in there as well. These use some interesting pieces. I don't think any of the pieces in here were brand new, but a really interesting build. And then we had all of the extra supplies that came in another poly bag. So that, I believe, yeah, gets us to 5 sets so far. New part is this white part underneath, and then the black part in here too. So I believe I will have another set that has a Pokeball. So I'll show you when we get to that set. All right, you two. What Pokemon do we want to see next? What Pokemon build do you want me to build next? I'm going to take a cup of coffee real quick. Oh, it could be a comic book. No, that's a good thought. Yeah, I was thinking it was a catch card. I do like the idea of it being a VHS. That'd be fun. Yeah, not exactly sure. Also, I just love the little Pikachu hat. It's stupid cute. Cassie, I went down to the Lego store today, and for release day. They had these little paper hats that are so cute, and they also have some stickers as well. Ooh, I'm seeing that the poll is being updated. That's fun. 71% say excited, so excited so far. 14% saying I hope it's better than Star Wars, and 14% saying not interested, which is totally fair. Totally fair and reasonable. Nobody's saying they're skeptical yet, so I didn't really know exactly all the things I put, but those are the ones I put. And yeah, keep adding to the chat or change it if you change them as we're going through today too. All right, which Pokemon? We've got all of these sets. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine more sets, which is nuts. How is that possible? Let's see. One, two, three, four, five. Am I missing one? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Am I missing one? I might be missing one. I thought there were 15. There might have just been 14. Also, it's perfectly fine if I'm missing one because this is way too many. It's a lot. Okay, let me just quickly go through so you can see the different options. So we have a Squirtle set that comes with a car, a Trainer's Buggy Adventure with Squirtle. We have Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley battle, which I believe these were the three first starters from one of the waves of the game. Yay! Nice to see you. Thanks, Cassie. We have Berry Bash with Bulbasaur and Bidoof. We have Charmander and Geodude's Cavern Clash. We have Eevee and Lapras's Treasure Hunt. That one is definitely on my list of top ones. Umbreon versus Garchomp championship battle with a trophy, y'all. That trophy is so cool. And a larger Pokeball in that one, looks like. Then we have the next Smart Play all-in-one set. So this is Charizard versus Jolteon Ultimate Battle. The next larger set is Cubone and Gengar's Spooky Showdown, which I'm really excited for this one to build Gengar in particular. Also, Cubone is a cute build too. Drone Search for the mythical Mew. So that's a drone and Mew. And last but certainly not least, Mewtwo's Lab Break, which has a Master Ball. All right, I think I wasn't counting Mewtwo because it was hidden in the back. So let's see if I have those right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left. Goodness gracious, y'all. All right, tell me, which one do you want me to build? What do you think? All right, I think, since I haven't heard from y'all yet, I am going to dive into Eevee and Lapras, because I know that Hector was excited about Lapras. So, let's do that one. This is one of the larger sets. Right, let's see. Let me switch cameras. Okay, cool. That's what I picked, so I'm glad that that's what you said. All right. This one has some smart tags. It looks like 3. We've got a treasure map. This one is called Eevee and Lapras's Treasure Hunt. Is it Lapras? Is that how I'm pronouncing that? That's how I thought it was, but I'm not exactly sure. Comes with 3 smart tags and really, really cute Pokemon. Oh my gosh, Evie. Okay, let's open it up. Goodness, it is already 2, y'all. I got started about 15 minutes late today. It took more time to get back from the Lego store and get breakfast and all that stuff before. So got a little bit later start on the live stream, but was still happy to dive in. And we are going to see the new Spider-Man movie tonight. So I have basically until shortly before we go to the movie to be able to build as well. So, all right, 6 bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bags for these fellas. We'll put them down here. This room is going to be way too crowded in just a few minutes. Get the instruction books open. Ooh, lots of stickers. Lots and lots of stickers, it looks like. Actually, it's maybe not a ton of stickers, but it's also the instruction book. So anytime you get these sets, whoops. Okay, here are the stickers that we're getting. I'm loving this. It looks like it's meant to be underground bones, maybe, or no, actually, it looks like it's almost a printed book. So let me flip that over. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's maybe the cover of a book. But all of the sets come with one of these that talks about Smart Play. Which makes sense because especially for people who were like, I don't understand, it's not working the way I thought it was supposed to. Well, that's because you don't have a set that has the brick in it. That's going to happen, I'm sure, quite a bit. And I understand people's frustration with that. It looks like the first bag is Evie. The next bag is the little location where they're treasure hunting. And then we have 4 bags just for Lapras. So I'm going to dive into Evie first and go in the order that it says because I love Evie. All right, bag 1. Let's hop to it. So for those of you who've been joining our live streams where we were walking through, rewatching all the LEGO Masters episodes, I'm sure you noticed that we paused. My plan is for us to do the big finale episode sometime next week, sometime in the evening. Not exactly sure when yet. I need to get John's schedule and the schedule of our special guests and figure out who all is joining, but really looking forward to that. So we will finish that series. With episode 10, it has been so much fun to get to relive our experience on the show and chat with all my friends. I really, really love and value the family that we got from being on LEGO Masters, and am super excited about it. The phonetic spelling of Lapras is Lapras. Rus like fuss. Thank you. Lapras. So we are building Lapras. Thank you, thank you. I always appreciate my Pokemon coach, which is my own term that I made up for Hector. He is one of my 2 coaches that teaches me all the things I need to know because I always get stuff wrong. But that's part of the fun of joining a new community. So it's been a fun and exciting year as we waited for from LEGO's announcement until the LEGO sets. And in case you didn't know, it's because of LEGO that I am a Pokemon fan. I didn't get a chance to really play with them as kids and didn't have the games or anything. And so it's exciting to dive into this fandom head first. I actually haven't been to play in person lately. I play the card game. And yeah, I'm excited to go back and play soon too. So excited for Spider-Man. Was it hard getting tickets, but you found some for tomorrow? Nice. We got tickets in advance, and they were supposed to be for Thursday, which was opening night. And then we had to move them to today because our niece on Philip's side was in town, and we had to pick her up or go and have dinner with her and our family, which was nice, and my brother-in-law. So a good chance to connect with them, which is good. All right. Start with that sticker, which is nice to get done with that quickly. It is a fun little map. And then we dive into building out our friend. This might be a new part. I feel like I've seen this before in similar ways, but not exactly this shape. but that'll be useful for the Pokemon and then also for some other sets. I know that this style of shape started to come with the Animal Crossing sets. I think is when we first got that introduced, or maybe with the Friends sets, but I think with Animal Crossing. And yeah, I think that they've been actually pretty good. Hi. Yeah, yeah. I am going to go on hold for just a moment. We have some friends who surprised us, so I'll be right back. Hi, how's it going? No, it's fine. No worries at all. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's fun. Yay! How does it work? Just right into the middle of it. Yeah. Okay. And again, sorry for the mess. Oh my gosh, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh, I love your style. So we work for that game. Okay, friends. So that was super, super duper exciting. We have some dear friends here in Austin that I used to work with, Beth. Let's see. Let me make sure that my sound is on. Okay, yeah, I think it's working now. Just want to make sure this is connected. Anyway, very, very excited that they stopped by. They are going through a fun journey of pregnancy and sharing some fun stories. I feel like it's theirs to share, so I don't want to like share too much about it. But it was just a fun surprise. So thanks for being patient while we had a little brief surprise from them. So I asked you. I also like the price points for these sets way better than the Star Wars prices. Yes, agreed. They're still pricey. The Nintendo branded things always have an added price point to them. And actually, I don't even know if this is going to be Nintendo branded or not. It's Pokemon branded, of course, which is its own IP. So maybe it's not even connected to their Nintendo licensing, but the price is going to be a little bit pricey, pricier than just sets that Lego makes that are their own IP. But it's not as expensive as some of the other IPs. So. Cute Eevee face, just super adorable. That's I love these prints. I think they did a great job with that. Um, and yeah, let's see. So we'll continue working through. Um, all right, here we go. Yay! It'll be fun to have a small little version of EV2 next to the big one. The size of that buildable set from before, I think, was perfectly sized. I think it made a lot of sense. So I really like it and think that that scale works well for display sets. I also liked that Arcanine was a similar size to that as well. I mean, I think scale-wise it doesn't really match up since Eevee's supposed to be tinier, but it was nice to see kind of that scale for the buildable uh, design sets. And I think that shaping is also spot on there. So really like that. With these, though, obviously, the idea is that kids would be collecting multiples of them over time. And so I like that they're smaller and kid size for kids' hands, you know. It's great for that play experience. And this is just really interesting to get to see for myself. So curious if you are considering getting any of these as an adult builder, and if so, if you have interest in the Smart Play stuff, or if you're planning on just getting ones that are the Smart Play compatible, but not necessarily to play with. I kind of anticipate that that's more the case that adults that will be building these will either be building these with kids that are going to be playing with them alongside, or that they'll be getting some of the ones that are Smart Play compatible for the purpose of displaying them. And I think they're cute. I really like the vibe and the structure of them. I think they're designed in a really beautiful way. So I know not everyone's a fan of the more squared off type look, but I feel like it fits perfectly. So let's see. Here we go. All right. Ah, that was such a fun surprise. I really love our community here in Austin. We have such a great group and wonderful friends that I've met through all different ways. Like I said, Beth, who's here with her husband Jonathan, I met Beth first through working together at the university back in the day. And then we've stayed close ever since. And then she met Jonathan and they got married, and we really love him. He's been such a wonderful addition and a great new friend. So that's been really fun to get to know the two of them together as well. I feel like when your friends find a partner or spouse, that also is kind of a fun way to get to know the new person, but also maybe you start to get to know other pieces of your friend that you didn't know before. So it's been really cool. I really, really love them. All right, we have another new to me part coming up. Let me see if I can find it. All these being the same color makes it tough. All right, this piece. So it's one of those like curved pieces that has a plate on it, similar to these, but also a little bit different because it has the full rounded curve. So nice for these sets, of course, for the purpose of making the shapes correct. I'm sure the volume of new parts that LEGO had to create for this resulted in spending a lot of money on these new molds, and my hope is that they're getting their money's worth out of it. I think they probably are. I anticipate that we will see these molds used in lots of different types of sets, but I think even if they only get used in the Pokemon sets, the volume of sets that they are creating for this partnership, as long as they sell, which I think they will, is going to make it probably worth their while anyway, you know? So I'm just excited to see what people can do from a mock standpoint with some of these. Okay, here's the smart tag for Eevee, number 0133. Come on, focus. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. That's just adorable. Really, really cute. So it'll go in here. We have it facing this way, so I'm guessing that means this is going to be where the head is. All right. Let's see. Yay! Okay. So it looks like we're building out the top portion, and then this is going to be the body, I think. So using some different types of pieces with the bars on the sides. Let's see here, where is... Got some brackets that are going to go up here too. Oh, here's the other one. Okay. And then again, this piece that I think we're going to get in a million different colors in these sets. Very versatile though. I think it'll be a very useful piece. It's interesting because all of these, you know, every time I build a set, I think through what parts would be useful for mocks and such. But I have a problem with not wanting to unbuild sets. And we're running out of space and need to do a little bit more of that. So, you know, I think about this and I'm like, well, with the smart compatible sets, I don't think I want to take them apart and part them out, but also these would be really useful parts. And also I know that, you know, other than kids just choosing to take apart their sets and rebuild stuff with them, a lot of people who are buying these sets are buying them for the Smart Play compatible everything, of course. And so it probably even sounds like blasphemy to say that I would part any of these out. That's something that I don't think I could do right now. So definitely not right now anyway. But so when you get a smart brick, you download the app, and on the app you register the smart brick to your house, which I thought was interesting. I didn't expect that level of detail with it. And I'm curious to know, like, if someone sells a set that they bought and played with for a while, how does that work with like transferring the smart brick over to someone else? There was an answer in the frequently asked questions section on the website, but I didn't read it yet on that, so I'll have to take a look at that and see, because I'm sure that'll be something people will ask. And it was something I was curious about as people register stuff to yourself, you know, like I was thinking that kind of the same with Amiibo within Nintendo, that you can register them and then it's listed as yours, and it's like, well, what happens when you don't have it anymore? Do you transfer that to somebody else? All right, these are the little legs. Okay, this is cute. So this is coming together, and you can see the shape. It's coming together really, really cute. And like such an adorable little shape too. Again, designed for little kiddo hands who are going to be playing with the Smart Bricks. So not designed necessarily for display, but I do think that some of these are real cute for display. Um, and with the love for things like Funko Pop and other different types of really adorable um, characters and things that people put on their desks, I could see these also showing up on people's desks too, at work or in their home office or whatnot, or on their shelves. I actually really want to display Munchlax in our bookshelves on top of a stack of books. All right, let's put his little face on. So cute. He looks weird without his ears, though. That looks really odd to me. Okay, and let's get some fur around those sides, too, of course. So, got some of that over here on this side. I'm sure we're going to work our way around and do some on the other side, too. Oh, but first we got to cap that off with a cheese wedge. Okay, that's nice. Let's do the other side as well. Hector, with your nieces, I know you said that Pokemon would be brand new to them. Do they have any that they already like, that they think are like, oh, that one's just so cute, or anything along those lines that have appealed to them? Okay, now we're going to be putting in the Smart Brick section. So this will be the thing that goes in place of the Smart Brick when it's not being used. Where's that part? Here it is. And I like that it's a little bit of the fur. Perfect for our cute little friend. So I'm guessing when we put this Smart Brick in, we're going to take that fur piece and put it over the Smart Brick. But I'm not exactly sure. But for now, that is so cute. And it kind of slid up and in. So it's actually hidden behind the head. You can see here, that blue part is part of that brick. So it's interesting. All right, let's get these ears. Okay, these are super cute, y'all. Using some clips to clip them onto those, to the pieces below that attach those ears on. Super, super adorable. And of course, the perfect shape, too. Let's see. All right, so we have one. It goes on there. Put him back here for now so you can see him. And then we do one more ear. Let's see. Where are those parts? Ah, here we go. All right. Oh, yay. I'm seeing some changes in the voting as well on whether or not y'all like these. So someone either changed their answer or came in and added an answer, which is cool. All right. So we have the earpiece attached here with that snot brick. We're going to add these little like tooth pieces in that dark brown color to give it a little bit more definition. And then we clip it on here. Super cute. There's going to be a little bit more. He's got to have a tail and such, of course. So not done yet. But we will flip him around. We will add in some other pieces. And the techniques that they're using for these are relatively simple techniques, but they're done in a way that overlaps things so that they will stay rigid and connected, which is important, especially for kids play. You know, you don't want them to be falling apart as they're throwing them around for all of their battling. All right, so we have an area for the tail here. Let's see here. Okay. We've got some other clips and things. And some snot bricks, of course, to make this floofy tail. It comes to a nice point using these pieces. And we're kind of mixing and matching those colors so that you get the medium nougat kind of blending into that light tan, which is perfect for the way his tail is supposed to look. So cute. All right. So here's part of the tail, and then we'll add those sides. So let's set this down. We'll create the sides next. Sides use these great little kind of rounded pieces that come to a point. So we get one on the left and one on the right. Oops, didn't match up. Let's try that again. Is that where I want this? I don't think so. I think it's up too high. Let me see. Okay, this is showing. There we go. So that's going to overlap over where the clip goes so that it kind of hides that clip a little bit too. So we'll put that one here and add those other details on this side. Here we go. All right. And then underneath we finish it off with these curved bits. And we are almost finished. Let's see. Put this on here. Okay, look at the tail. That's cute. I feel like it needs a little bit more fluff here of this color, but I still think this was good for especially this tiny version of him. It almost looks like a diamond shape that it comes to. So it had to be a little bit more squared off to kind of match the vibe, I suppose, as well. And to make it so that it's not too clunky and wouldn't fall apart. But that's really cute. All right, and now we can see EV number 0133. So we get the Pokedex number. You can see EV with the treasure map here. When we turn the pages, it's going to show us how to remove things, how to add the smart brick. And it does say to take that little bit of fur off and put it back on top of the smart brick so that you still have that puff of chest of hair. You can make him walk. You can make it laugh. You can make it battle and charge. You can, looks like, make it run, and you can have it sleep. All right. Really, really fun stuff here with our little friend, Evie. That's super cute. Okay, Evie is going to sit over here so that you can still kind of see him on the screen. And we're going to move on to the next piece. So this is the buildable section of like all of the different, I feel like it's a sunken pirate ship, but it has a flag that has a Pokeball. So it's a sunken something ship. Not exactly sure what. Let's find the bag. We will move on to bag 2. It's so cute, right? So cute. And scale-wise, much tinier than the larger EV. But now I want a whole host of these little tiny EVs. I think they're just so adorable. Okay, so we have a smart tag in here that looks like treasure chest coins. So here's what that one looks like. And since we get 3 tags, I'm guessing this tag is the one for them to play in the treasure chest stuff. And then we've got the one for Eevee, and the other one must be for Lapras. So those are going to be our 3 smart tags for this one. I don't know if y'all saw, but there was this really fantastic video where a creator had gotten their hands on a number of smart bricks and the lightsaber type sound, and had made a large-scale lightsaber that when you swung it around made all the noises of a lightsaber. It was pretty freaking cool. Like, see, there's some really interesting capabilities that we can come up with if we put our minds to it, of course. So people are so clever and creative. Let's see here. Okay. We're gonna dive in and start to build out this like shipwreck type setup. So Not a Pokemon, and that's okay. We do get some rock pieces and other larger pieces. We have a treasure or a pirate ship steering wheel, so I like that. So we're going to move those aside just to make it easier to dig through the pieces in here and find what we need. We'll also take out these brick separators that are just taking up space since we don't need them in the moment. All right, here we go. This set, I think, has two of the cutest characters. That Lapras is a beautiful one, and I think also kind of feels scale-wise like a nice one to have up on a shelf at your house. So again, I like to think of these through the lens of how I would display them as opposed to kids play, but it's also fun to get to experience some of those play features and see. My nieces and nephews are mostly older to where I don't know that they'll be all that excited to try the play features here. I'll have to check in with them and see if that's something that would interest them. But we do have some friends with some younger kiddos, and so it'd be nice to see from them kind of what their kids think. So, yeah, I do like that the smart brick exists. In reading up on it and learning about it from the beginning, I felt like this is something that will be a nice win for the LEGO group. But it is something that, it had a fraught release initially where people were really hypercritical and very upset about it, which was kind of surprising to see. I think part of that is just the reality of the times that we live in where everything feels expensive all the time and everything is getting more and more expensive all the time. And so finding out that your favorite Lego set might start to, or favorite Lego sets and Lego themes might start to have some elements that could make them even pricier was not fun to hear. And I get that. I fully understand and get that. What I will say, though, is it's nice that not every single set that they're creating is Smart Play, and that the Smart Play compatible ones that come with the Smart tags don't seem to be significantly higher priced than sets that aren't Smart Play compatible at all. Like, I think that was a good approach as well to say, you don't have to buy the sets that are all-in-ones, and you don't have to even utilize these features to still enjoy some of the builds. So hopefully, as people get to experience some of this as well, they'll start to maybe give it a chance. I'm not saying that they need to be won over by it at all, but I do think that a lot of people jumped to conclusions before giving things any chance at all. So, so that's my 2 cents there. That said, I get that we have to be really thoughtful about where we're spending our money and how we're spending our money. So when you're adding in additional cost for things like this, that can be really frustrating. My guess too is that we're not going to see every single kid getting the smart play sets right away to where there's a sense of FOMO among all the other kids. I'm curious if that's the case for parents that have kiddos that are, into Lego, if their friends are also into it, and if so, if they're finding that they're loving this, and if it's adding any elements of FOMO. Okay, this is cool. It's a nice little twist feature here to raise and lower that rock wall. But yeah, I think there's just a lot to have to consider with all of this stuff. So I'm glad to get a chance to explore what it is and to share that with y'all and hear from y'all kind of what your thoughts are. So again, please share your honest opinions and feedback. And I gather and share that information back with LEGO as well, because they are curious to know what our communities think of these types of things. And that's part of our roles as ambassadors, is to, be an ambassador of the brand, share with y'all what we know, and give our honest opinions, and also share back with the company what people are saying and thinking in kind of broad strokes and in general. So I never take direct quotes and say this specific person said this specific thing, of course. But that's why I like to do things like the polls and get a sense from people as we're doing live streams and after they've looked over stuff and experienced them. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think this is worth the money or not worth the money? Do you think it's not worth the investment that Lego is putting into it? Or maybe it is, right? If you are a builder that doesn't have kiddos, is this still something that you would be interested in? Are they marketing these things correctly? All of that kind of stuff is important feedback for Lego to hear your perspectives on, and one way to get it to them is to share it with me. So I try to take that part of this role very seriously and make sure that I'm being a good representative of y'all with the Lego brand too. And I really feel like they actually listen to us, which is nice. I think that we don't necessarily always see a direct one-to-one change after we share something, but I do think that over time they gather all that information and take that as input into future decisions. And I think we've seen that over time too. So that's my thought on it. I know that everyone has their own beliefs and perspectives and experiences with trusting companies to do the right thing. I personally believe that Lego is a good one, that for the most part does do the right thing a lot of times. So, and sometimes doesn't, because they're also a corporation made up of faulty humans, because we are all faulty, right? Okay, this is fun to get to see some interesting play features in here. I'm loving that we have this little hidden area where we've got that rock that can go up and down. I'm curious, once we put in the smart tag, to see how the little characters interact with it, and how the play feature works with it, because it looks like we might be having the characters dig, which is really cool. So I'm surprised that sets like Donkey Kong and the Pinball Machine didn't include smart play tiles to cross promote things, even if they didn't include the smart play brick. Yeah, same. I saw different builders using the or incorporating some of the Star Wars smart tiles into their pinball, and finding ways to add noise and sound features to it, which I thought was really clever and interesting, and just shows you some of the capabilities that we would have with mocking using some of these things. But I will also say, too, of course, you're still limited to the sounds that those things can make, which is limited to the way that the smart tiles are produced and the technology inside of them. So, some of them are designed to sound like Star Wars, and if you don't want your thing to sound like Star Wars, I get it too. So, still think the synthesizer is the weak part of the brick. Every instance you've heard makes it sound like a Game Boy Advance. Interesting. That's fair, and I appreciate that thought too and perspective. Also, hi. I'm glad to see you're here. Thanks for joining. This has been really fun to get started with, and yeah, so far the play elements with these smart bricks have been interesting. I've really only tried a little bit today. So once we are done with this set, we will put the smart bricks in here and get a sense for what Lapras and Eevee sound like, and what this little treasure chest feature is. So cool, cool, cool. Did you do any Lego Day One August 1st release stuff? I went to our store. It was wild, very, very busy, and the all different types of sets were flying off the shelves. And the store was telling me certain ones they didn't get enough of for sure. The ones that they were running out of very quickly were the buildable large scale Pokemon sets. They are going to need to get more in very soon, because I think they're probably already sold out. They had one left one Arcanine left on the store shelves, and the other ones I think were already sold out by the time I got there. So, yikes bikes. I do hope that they're able to get some in stock soon. And I hope that they don't sell out online like so quickly that people have to wait forever for them, because I know that happens too. But they had 105 new sets just today. The store manager was telling me that he was at the store until 2:30 a.m., just repositioning and setting out all of the different sets and setting up all the different displays. And then he had to open the store. So didn't get any chance to really he obviously got to go home and sleep for a little bit, but oh my gosh, that's nuts. You had a morning run. Yay, got your X-Files. Awesome. Went to Costco. They had Arcanine. Awesome. The K-Pop Tiger, Hanging Pathos, One Piece Chopper, and the Perfume Creator 3-in-1. Awesome, Costco. That's a great grouping of sets. And all August 1st, I think, right? I'm trying to think. The K-Pop Tiger, Derpy Tiger might have been a July release. I don't remember. But yeah, I think all the others that you mentioned are August releases. Yeah, I went specifically to get the Animal Crossing buildable set. because that was the one that I really, really wanted of this wave. And I was tempted by the Olivia Rodrigo sets, but I didn't get any of those because think I can wait on those, and I don't know that I need all of them. Just need to spend more time thinking about if I'm going to get any and which ones I would really want. I think there's really only one that I want to have, but there is one minifig that comes in a different set than the one I want. That's the minifig I really want to have. So all August 1st. Oh, cool. Okay, and all 18% off or more. Woohoo! Now, that is a great way to do it too. Now, obviously, I advocate for buying from Lego because of the Lego Insiders points that you get. But when you get deals like that, it outweighs the Insiders stuff. Like, unless you're getting 2 times points on Lego Insiders, that's a much better deal. Because really, Lego Insiders, I think, equates to every $100 you spend is $5 off a future purchase, unless it's double points or whatever. And when you really truthfully consider that, that is 95% of the cost, right? 18% off is 82% of the cost. So if you do the math, obviously that's a better win in the long run. I also like supporting Lego directly because of also gift with purchases and things like that too. But Costco has been killing it with the Lego set game, and I'm loving how many people are finding really great deals there. So we do not have a Costco membership. Okay, this won't close. It said to put, okay, there we go. It said in this treasure chest to put 3 studs and 3 of the little gems in there, but the lid was having a hard time closing. So, but I got it. No need to worry. Okay, the treasure chest gets hidden and the smart tag gets added on top of it. So it'll be interesting to see if with play features, if the smart tag is able to be read through the rock. So when we look at this rock piece, why is that not going down? It should be. There we go. Okay. So it looks like it opens well with the spin feature, but to close it, it's better just to push it down. So, but that's nice. That's a good option. The chests sometimes need to be shook a little to fit everything to crim in. Yes, that was my challenge for sure. So just checked. Derby was sent to reviewers. Your NDA ended late June, but released August 1st. Thank you. So that's why. I was going to say I knew I'd built it in June. So in my head, I was thinking that it was July, but I guess it was one of the early ones. So you had that with the Fortuna, waiting on your sales from the UK. Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to hear about the sales. But yeah, the Fortuna. So you were saying you had that problem with the treasure chest, I think. Okay, so then we get the little spinny thing here, the little wheel. Okay. Sean, do you have any thoughts on if you're going to want to pick up any of these smart play sets, or do you have no interest, or not sure if you're a Pokemon fan or not? I can't remember. I know some of our community is full of really big Pokemon fans, and then others could care less, which is perfectly fine. So, whoops. Yeah, they had, of course, at the store, all of the new sets that were available, but the One Piece sets, and that was another one where, with leaks and everything, I feel like I'd seen them for months now. So I thought they were already out, and then when I saw them in stores, I was like, wait a minute, they're just out now? And had a nice little chat with the store manager about, yeah, the leaks and everything have made it feel even more so like they've been out for a long time. And anytime Lego announces a set 2 months in advance, like they did with the Derby Tiger, I also feel like sometimes then when it finally comes out, it's like, wait, I thought that's been out for a while. Same problem with the treasure chest. Designer worked with Brick Sticker Shop to make them. Oh, fun! That's really cool. I'll have to take a look once you get them. Any fun weekend plans? I didn't anticipate going to the Lego store today. The main reason was Philip and I started filling out all the information earlier this week for global reentry. and my application flew through, and they had the ability for me to go in today to have my interview. And usually it says it takes 4 to 6 months to process. And the next, the options that I had to interview were today or tomorrow, and then there were no more options for the month of August. So I had to rush to the airport this morning for that very quick interview. They were actually very efficient. It was easy and fast. And then that's like out of our way, and so is the Lego store. So it was like, well, if I'm already kind of down this direction, may as well head over that way. So I'm liking this little bit of shipwreck, honestly. This is nice that you don't really have to do a ton to a build to make it look like a shipwreck. And I think this is a nice example of, just a few little details that give you the sense and vibe of a little bit of a shipwreck, and that gives you that sense of place that you're wanting to put together for your build. So cool. Yay! And we're also getting more of these. Okay, I'm loving these little pieces that we started to get in with Snoopy. But they're fantastic for little greenery, and they also, to me, really scream the gaming vibe of what grass looks like in gaming. And I just think it's so adorable. So you add those in, and it's just like little perfect tufts of grass, which is fun. So let's see. Costco, if you buy something like that a week or so after it comes, it will go on clearance about 5 to 6 weeks, and the 30 price match can be done. I mean, that is also another huge benefit with Costco. Okay, Hector says, mostly staying in to keep cool in this heat wave. Yeah, today is supposed to be our hottest day on record, which makes me so angry. And then run out real quick to see Spider-Man and run straight back home to the AC. Same. I also love when we go to the movies, how it's freezing cold in there. I do not like being cold, but in the summers, it's okay. So yeah. Good question. Was it pre-check or global entry? It was both. So I did global entry, and it comes with the information you can use for pre-check, is my understanding. And so I got my number that I can use for pre-check, and I'm supposed to call the two airlines for where I'm flying for, sorry, I'm doing two things at once. I'm supposed to call the airlines for my flights for Slopes and for Montreal to be able to set that up. Okay, this is nice. There we go. Okay, you can't see it. So now when we move that, okay, I'm going to, there we go. Reposition that. This is better. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't realize you couldn't see a lot of this. Okay, so, and now we get some sales. But yeah, the guy said that once I get the email from them, then I can call about the global, or about the pre-check for my next two flights. And then he said I'll get a card in the mail that I can use for pre-check too, but that it always needs to be listed on your flight ticket. And so that's where he said I need to call the airline. So getting really excited about those two opportunities, though. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love slopes. We've been before a couple different times now, and I'm super excited to go back. But I'm also really looking forward to this opportunity to go to Montreal. Philip and I booked his flights for it as well, so he's going to go for the first part of it and explore Montreal with me. And then I'm going to drive from there out to the smaller town for the convention, and he's going to head home. But glad that he can join for a little bit. And yeah, looking forward to exploring a new city, new to both of us. So, all right, let me put these stickers on. One on each side. Also, thank you both for joining on a Saturday. It was a kind of last minute decision. I was thinking August 1st was next week. I had not been looking at the calendar and was thinking I was going to do a live stream on August 1st for these sets, and then realized I think it was Thursday. Oh, that's on Saturday. So I was debating whether or not I wanted to do it and decided yesterday, I think I do. I think I want to spend the time on Saturday with y'all building these out and having fun. So grateful that I had that experience. Okay, here's a fun little fruit or something, little berry maybe that we have for them. So this is going to go upside down in this little, what do you call that? Round chest, round wooden container. Why are words escaping me? Okay. So we're getting close to getting to build Lapras. Thanks for your patience, Hector, as I know that's the one you requested. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, when I saw Ross at the store and mentioned that I was live streaming these today, he's like, good luck. It took us a long time to get through those. It's a lot. Not complaining, but just like it's a hefty amount. So you had to just check your TSA needs renewal. Yeah, I'm glad that hopefully I helped you see whether or not it does, and hopefully it doesn't need renewal, or if it does, it'll be fast. I did hear that renewal is always faster, which is good. So, I mean, I think once you've proven to them that you're safe, then of course they should and would want to renew yours quickly. So, they asked me like 3 questions, then it was over. So, took some pictures or took a picture and did my fingerprints and I was a little bit nervous and didn't know what to expect. I don't like those types of things. Just in general, it feels uncomfortable to go into something where you don't know what's going to happen. But the guy was really friendly, just really easy. Had to pay for parking at the airport, like I, expected, but they do an hourly rate at least, so that's nice. I was in and out before an hour, so only had to pay for 1 hour. No plans this weekend, doing some chores and studio building, 1 month out roughly to BDP submissions. Yay! Excited to see what you come up with. Um, yeah, I still want to eventually do some sets that I submit for BDP, but not going to happen today or tomorrow. It's going to be probably sometime down the road that I'll get around to it. So. All right, we're making a little raft, and on the underside of this raft is this little sticker that we'll see here in just a second, which I don't fully understand. So, right, so position this way. Here's the sticker that we get, which is super fun. Magikarp stickers. Okay, so how does this go? It's going to go. Let me look at the picture of how they have it, because the little picture on here doesn't quite make sense to me. Where's the box? It almost looks like, well, the picture on the box doesn't show it either. Yeah, okay. I always feel like these are supposed to be centered, but it almost looks like it's not supposed to be centered here, which is confusing me. So I'm going to center mine. I don't think it matters, per se. I don't like when you have to do stickers inside these things, but that's okay. I feel like it's going to be slightly crooked, and I don't want that. Yeah, slightly crooked. Let's try that again. Dadgummit. Oh, stickers. I don't mind them so much. Like I said, I always think that they do some good with having some finishing details, but is that right? That's right, okay. But yeah, I don't like putting them on. Well, that's as good as it's going to be. I don't understand this, y'all. Do you? Like, why would we have a Magikarp sticker inside this little raft that's not smart tag focused or anything? It's made so that Eevee can ride on the raft. I don't get what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, so what this is showing is you can pick up the coins by knocking over this tower and lifting this up and then having Eevee jump on top of it using the smart tag. So, yeah, bigger stickers are the worst, especially inside of those little panels. I just don't like having to put them on in that sense. So, all right, let's take a smart brick break before we do Lapras, and let's see what the smart brick is like in Eevee. So, um, please let me know if you can hear this, and if you can't, then I will pop off my headphones so that you can hear it better. But we take off this brick, we put the little tuft of fur on the smart brick. You can see the smart tile inside Eevee. So put that on like this. Okay, I heard some noise. I'm going to do this again. Did you hear anything? Do y'all hear any noise? I don't know that you're hearing anything. That's really cute. Okay, it makes some noise when it's walking around. Let's slide all this over. And I'm going to switch this video to be just the one. You heard it? Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to switch it just to this camera. So he's walking around. Now I'm going to turn him over so he can sleep. The snoring sounds are kind of cute. Move this out of the way so you can see. Okay, let's wake him up. Have him walk. Okay, this is the sound of him attacking. He's charging. All right, so charge again. Attack. Awesome. Okay, now let's see what happens when he interacts with the treasure chest. So, knock this down, and it pulls this up. Inside we've got, inside we have this smart tag. Oh, also I found with Pikachu that you can hear him. It's like he likes getting pet, which is cute. Okay, let's try this next one. So, so it made kind of a pirate song type thing and sounded like he got some coins. Let's try again. Okay, that's pretty cool. A part of me wants to put the smart brick and tile in the bigger Eevee. Okay, yes. I love that idea. I think that's a great idea. So, okay, that was pretty cute. So that gives us a sense of him. You know what? I don't think we tried Ditto. Do you want to try Ditto? Let's try Ditto in here first. So with Ditto, I think we got just the one smart tag that goes inside Ditto. I don't think we got one with a TV. But, well, he's like, hey, wait. All right, we'll take this out. Take off his tuft of fur and switch that over to, Ditto's little tile for his belly. Whoa. So he has a different noise. Yeah, you can pet them. Isn't that nuts? They're so silly. Okay, then this will go back in here. And where's the tuft of fur? Here we go. All right, there's Evie all complete on his little raft. We're gonna take our Ditto for a spin. I don't think anything on the TV had smart tags in it. Oh gosh, sorry, buddy. But yeah, let's put him to sleep. Slightly different yawn and snoring. Okay, I'm going to give him some of the food. So this is a little sandwich that has a smart tag in it in the Pikachu set. So we'll wake him up. And let's try the battle readiness. So on this set too, we have this little section here where there's a smart tile, and that's for him to battle with this little battle bot. So we're going to put it here and see what happens. Oh. I don't know if I'm supposed to attack the battle thing with the Pokemon like this. Probably, but it also looks awkward to me. So yeah, not sure. Boom, 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 boom. So you can hear like kicking sounds and whatever. All right. Oh, there was some kind of noise, like a bleep noise. Oh, okay. So that sounds like he actually gained some skills. Let's see if I pet this one, if that pays. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, not bad. Interesting. So there's also this other one that has a smart tag here, and this is for catching them. So on this side, we have the little target that when you hit it, it knocks that over. And when it knocks that over, that moves in front of the Pokemon that's standing here, and it makes it sound like you caught him. So pretty cool. Okay, let's take this off of our friend Squirtle, or Ditto as Squirtle, rather. Right, buddy. Time to go to bed. And yeah, once it's out, it doesn't really do anything anymore. You can... The recommendation from LEGO is just to leave it on its charger when you're not using it, and that way it just recharges. I don't have my charger plugged in, so it's not going to charge it right now, but I'm putting it there so I don't lose it. So, all right, Squirtle can go back over here with his friends and his TV. And as promised, we will get to building Lapras. So let's do that. Let's head on over. We'll move Eevee over, and I'm going to do this camera again. Of course, Eevee had to go right where that picture is. There's not really a good place to put Eevee. Maybe right here. There we go. Okay. So, also, just for the fun of it, I decided to keep all of the extra pieces together from the LEGO Pokemon sets. And I have some in a bin over here. Where did I put them? I don't see them here right now. I was going to dump that in for now, but I'll just wait till later. But yeah, lots of really fun pieces in here. So, okay, let's do bag 3. So now we have 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are all going to be Lapras. This is a lot. He's a big guy. When I was at the LEGO store today, I got to do a practice battle with one of the LEGO employees. They're demonstrating all the smart playsets, and so I chose Umbreon, and he chose, I think, Pikachu. And before me, he played where he was Pikachu, and another customer was Charmander. No, Charizard. And it's pretty interesting to see them fight. It was actually a pretty cool approach. They make slightly different noises than each other. So I had Umbreon, and I was having a hard time hearing mine, but I also the store was really loud. So, hmm, cold coffee. Ugh. All right, that sticker sheet out of the way, and let's begin. Oh, let's see. I'm going to move this treasure chest up here out of the way so I have some room to put the pieces. And we'll go. Sean, how many times have you entered stuff into BDP? Also, the build techniques in these are pretty decent. I was impressed with what I was creating and how I was creating them when I was building out like Jigglypuff the other day. I thought that was really, really adorable build, and the shaping is perfect. And I just felt like it worked really well. So yeah, that was cool to see. Let's see, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Ah, that's what is wrong. Here we go. Much better. There we go. But yeah, I feel like they're using some decent build techniques. So I mean, it's snap building and such, but done in a way that also makes it a strong model, so that kids can roughhouse with them and it's not going to fall completely apart and crumble. And I think that's something that a lot of mock builders could use, is learning some of those skills, because it's easy to make things that are highly detailed but that are super fragile from my experience. And so I was excited to just get a little bit of a glimpse into some of the ways that they're overlapping bricks and just using some different techniques to help make something a little bit stronger. So I want to ideally learn more about that from the Lego designers and incorporate that more into my mocks. I had planned to do a large art piece for a nonprofit in town. I still might do it. I just don't know if it'll be on the same time frame that I was thinking. But part of my hesitation with doing it is also that I want to make sure that it's one that will stay on the wall and not fall down and not have any issues, particularly if kids come and interact with it. And I was hoping to make it as somewhat of an interactive piece. So this is something that I need to continue to learn from. So it's nice to me when you can do that from some sets that maybe you weren't thinking were going to teach you some new things. So, especially when you do brick sculpting, I think that's where you can find yourself building something that's cute and adorable, but maybe not all that structured. So, you've done 6 series since Series 6. Wow. With 8 models, some variations entered in multiple series. That is amazing, friend. That is really, really cool. You're like probably one of the most seasoned participants in that series, and could probably teach us all a thing or two about the process and everything. So maybe we should do a live stream chat sometime about what you've created and how to do the process. If you'd be interested in that, let's think about when would be a good time to do that, because that'd be a lot of fun. I know I'd benefit from learning from somebody who's submitted for that many times. So. But yeah, ping me if you're interested, and we'll figure out a time for that. Um, I'm so excited that I finally bought my first BDP set. I think I said this the day that I bought it, but I bought the beautiful air balloon set. So that'll be coming out, I think in November. They said they'd be shipping those. We got to see all of them in person from the last 2 waves at Fan Media Days. And so I did get to take a look at them up close. And I fell in love with all of them, but told myself I don't need all of them. I really just want one, and this one is the right size and scale and price point for our house. So really looking forward to getting that one in. I do have one BDP set already. and it's built and good to go. I actually have two more that are boxed that we got at brick rodeo auctions over the years, I think. But the one that's built is a castle, and it's gorgeous and was a really, really fun technique. So, or full of really fun techniques. So I feel like there's a lot to learn from mock builders, and that's a great way to do so is through that BDP process. And I've heard that it's a decent payout for the builders, which is nice too. So um, it'd be really fun to get to build and design something that ended up in that series, or ended up in one of the series you could actually buy from. So okay, interesting colors that are hidden inside. So we're getting some of the oranges and yellow orange and reddish orange, but I don't think we're going to see any of those details. And given that Lapras is mostly kind of the blue colors, I think a lot of that's just going to be tucked away. So, did you have any August 1st sets that you were really excited about? Oops. All right. So yeah, the core of his body is pretty solid, which again makes sense given that it's designed for play and for like not violent play, but like very active play with these. So I'd be down with that. Was it Mountain Fortress you got as a castle? I want to say there are dozens of us that have been at it that long. That's cool. I don't remember what it was called. So I'll have to look up the box and see. It was a couple years ago. I think it was from the second wave, potentially. Love the hot air balloon. Definitely picked it up. Nice. Yeah, it was really, really stunning in person. And yeah, really excited about it. So. And it'll be a fun treat when it finally does show up because it's so long from when you pre-order it to when it actually arrives. So looking forward to that day. All right, here is, well, never mind. I was going to say here's the bag one, but there's a whole bunch of pieces left. I don't know what was going through my brain. um, Still more to go. Okay. Got some clips here for some other interesting build techniques. I'm curious to know what these are going to attach to, because it looks like it's pretty interior to the build, so we're not going to necessarily see. Lots of snot bricks and brackets in here too, of course, which makes a lot of sense as we're making the shapes of these fun characters. All right. I like that we're getting some hidden magenta in there too. On your eventual list besides X-Files is La Katrina and E.T. and the adult buildable Pokemon. Awesome. Was it Snowy Winter Mountain Castle? No. I know it wasn't that one. I'm sure if you keep naming them, I'll eventually say yes because the name will probably ring a bell for me. I have the box because those boxes are actually pretty good quality. So let me see if I have it nearby. And let me take just a quick moment to glance. I was using the box to store maybe Halloween sets. Is that it? No, that's not it. I don't think, is it? Nope. Okay. That's the Lego Ideas box. Now I want to know. It's my fault for bringing it up, but now I'm distracted. Let's see. Where would that be? It is probably a box that is packed away, which means it probably has Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff in it. Because I'm not seeing it anywhere. But it is the one that has the forestmen um, shields all over it, and it has a little raft with, I think, a um, Black Falcon Knight on it. Does that sound familiar to you? Where is that? Yeah, the box must be packed away with Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff. So, sorry, can't tell you. Cannot tell you. But it's a beautiful build. It's one that I had helped work on a project with. Let's see, Castle in the Forest. Yes, with the bridge is. I believe that's what it is. I think it's Castle in the Forest, 2021. So, was that the second year? Yeah, the deer shields. So those are the Forstmen, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong with my factions. Forgive me, Castle Bros. It's a beautiful build, though. It was a really fun one, and does have some really interesting techniques. Um, oh my goodness, I can't remember. So I got to build that one, and then Lego sent me the beautiful village one set the next year, I think. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to build these like castle type sets and things that I never really got to build before. And I don't know, I started to think that that was a theme that I was going to fall in love with. But I just haven't built as or bought as many castle sets since. I had debated the Lion Knight one. Um, Definitely the Hanging Plant and La Katrina. Also just got in last year's Christmas gingerbread house. Yay! Yeah, the pothouse is beautiful. That hanging plant, it looks real. It's really gorgeous, and the dark bouquet is so stunning. Okay, here is bag one. It is hefty, y'all. There are 4 bags, and this is the first part of this body. So, um, yeah, well, that was a fun little journey through Christmas. You know what would be really fun is a gingerbread house castle, or a gingerbread castle, I guess. I have a gingerbread ice cream castle tower that is melting and being attacked that I built years ago as a mock, and it's honestly one of my favorite things I've ever built, and it's still together behind me on my shelf. But I think it'd be really fun to do a full-on castle that is gingerbread. So, or like to do other type of architectural design styles, but in gingerbread fashion, that'd be really fun. Maybe I'll do that someday for our winter village. The Force Stronghold was prior to LEGO buying them and was the invitational series, I think, of ones that were declined LEGO ideas. I think so. That sounds familiar to me. Mountain Fortress Series 1 was the first submission. Hey, Mayo! Welcome! Good to see you, Streamers for Life. What are your thoughts on Smart Play? Be real with me. Do you love it or hate it? Or have no concerns with it at all? I am pretty pleased with the build styles of these. I think they're really adorable, and I'm specifically talking about the Pokemon ones. I think that they're a lot of fun, and I love the vibe of these. I know not everyone does, but I think that was smart of Lego to do some larger buildable sets that have more detail and look more realistic, and then to have these other kid-focused play ones. So, and I'm enjoying exploring the capabilities of Smart Play. I don't know that it's my favorite thing in the world by any means, but you know, it's pretty nice. So, also, hi, welcome, good morning, good afternoon. I guess good afternoon, good evening, good evening. I think I don't remember what time it is there. It's definitely not the same time here, though. So. And you know what? I think I say that every time you join. So literally the only Smart Play thing I care about is a Star Wars Cantina band song. Yes! I want that set just for the Smart Tags, but also so that I can have our figs in and listening to the Cantina band. I think that's super fun. And I also think it'd be fun to overlap the Pokemon stuff with that. I think that would be really cute and cool. So. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. So this is nice to see that little bit of gray that's kind of going to go around the outside as well. Let me take a look at the picture. Yeah, so like the shell is nice, and I guess that's where those clips are going to come into play, building out more of that rounded shell back. You just woke up. Okay, well, good morning. Whatever time it is, I'm glad that you got some rest, and I hope it was good and restful sleep too. So, y'all, we get to meet Mayo at Brick Slopes, and I'm excited. You chatted now online through the YouTubes for a couple of years now, which is fun. I think the first time I did live streaming through the 24-hour or 72-hour live stream thing is the first time that we connected, which was a lot of fun, and then have seen you on here quite a bit, which is great. You're always so supportive of other people's streams, which I really appreciate. I think I could even be better at that myself. I don't spend as much time as I could potentially in other people's streams. So, but yeah, welcome. It has been fun to get to build these out. I was hopeful that I would get through most of them today, and I don't think that's going to happen. There's a lot more to do than I think I actually have time for. And Philip and I are going to go see Spider-Man, which we're both very excited for. So because of that, we won't have time to stay on and finish them all on this one stream, but gonna make a good dent in them, which is nice. So. The Mountain Forest designer made a gingerbread one. I just posted photos of mine and his rubricable on the Discord. Awesome. That's fun. I think I did see somebody do a gingerbread castle at a convention now that I mention it. I kind of think I saw somebody do one. So if I were to do one, I would want to try to make sure that I wasn't like too inspired by somebody else's and then ended up copying a lot of what they did. I love the idea of anything that we can do to change up our winter village each year. And it just would be a really fun idea and option. So yeah, that's really fun though. And I appreciate how quick you are to share those things in our Discord. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. You are very engaged in the Discord, and that's really awesome to see. I'm working on getting our stuff ready for the August challenge stuff. It's going to be one that I think will be a little bit easier for people to participate in and will also help us get back on track with timing. So I need to take a bit of time to film the information about it, but it's coming soon, I promise. And today, probably after the movie, I will share everybody's builds to my stories. I meant to do that yesterday, and then was spending a little bit too much time. Not too much time. It took more time than I thought to do my build of the what do you call it? What's it called? Oh, the Donkey Kong. It was really, really cool. And I have all the different pieces and components together to edit into my review, but I just haven't had the time to edit it yet. So that will also be another thing. So after your stream, I'm getting ready for someone's 200,000 subscriber stream. Okay, that is amazing. Good for them. Who's that? Major kudos to them. That is so cool. I would love to get to 10,000. So 200,000 is quite the feat. That's awesome. I love to see people's dedication to this hobby. It's so incredibly cool. We really do have wonderful people in the LEGO community and also in the YouTube community. I feel like my initial introduction to YouTube had some friendly people, and then I ran into some not friendly people and just a little bit of a rough time, and was like, ugh, I don't like the world sometimes, which is still true. But then since then, I feel like there's been a lot of really good ones. Someone in the TTTE community. Okay, you're going to have to help me understand what that means. TTTE. Titanic, Terrestrial, Tyrannosaurus Entertainment Community. All right. So we're getting some sleek lines here to curve around, to run the front as well, and it's really making a nice rounded pattern. I'm pretty impressed. So good techniques for this, which is nice. 200,000. That is wild. Like, that is a large amount of people. I'll W about that acronym. Awesome, thank you. I appreciate that. Did Lego send you the Animal Crossing new set? I want it so bad. They did not, but I just bought it today. Because they didn't send it to me, that was one that was on my absolute must-have list. And it didn't get sent to any ambassadors, from my understanding. I think that was one they just didn't invest in having people review. So I will be building it hopefully soon, maybe next week. And yeah, looking forward to sharing it with y'all. It is a really, really cute build. I did notice there were a couple stickers, but the prints for the eyes and the shirts are actual prints. So I think those are the most important ones to not be stickers. But yeah, I'm really excited for that build, and yeah, had to invest my own money in it, which is perfectly fine. I'm always happy to support Lego as a company that I love and am passionate about. And yeah, but yeah, I was surprised they didn't actually send it to any reviewers, to my knowledge. I had reached out when I saw that it was coming out August 1st, and I said, hey, if you're going to send this for people to review, I would love it. So just, putting my name out there if there's a possibility. And they responded and said, thanks. We actually haven't sent anything out about that one yet. So I think that they were waiting to know whether or not it would be sent. I think the people who run the back end of it too, they're not the ones who make the decisions on it. They're just the ones who communicate with us about it. So I don't think she could tell me, hey, we're not actually reviewing that. All right, look at this shell detail, y'all. That's pretty cool. And I like the use of those clips to make it like somewhat rounded and curved. It's also quite solid. I do think these things could maybe bump off, but I mean, not too bad. Like I'm kind of bumping hard against them and they're not falling apart yet. Plus, there's still going to be more that kids would hold on to with this. Right, bag 5. Victor, do you have any sets? Maybe the Animal Crossing set, of course, but any other ones that are August 1st that you're interested in? And same with you, Mayo. Do either of you have any lists or wanted lists for the August wave? Instead of buying me a coffee, buy me a Mountain Dew. I love that. That is totally fair. On the Buy Me a Coffee website, you can change it to say whatever you want. So I think I had mine say, buy me a build kindness. I didn't know that it said buy me a. I think that's how mine is listed on the website. But yeah, but Buy Me a Coffee is actually accurate for me. That's the reason I started Buy Me a Coffee, was less about the just like support, which I have had people support, which is so incredibly nice and sweet and um, surprised me, which was really cool. But also just so I had an easy way for people to download my instructions and do so in a way that if they want to do it free, great. And if they want to offer a tip, that they have the option to. So I set it up that way because I know that not everybody has the ability to pay, and I didn't want to necessarily require payment for all of that for my tutorials and things. So it's been really nice though, and the fact that a few people have done that support through there has been such a gift and super duper kind. So I just learned how to add the widget here, so you probably saw that on the screen. I hope you're receiving that in a good way and not seeing it as an awkward thing. Those things always make me uncomfortable to think about. Like, I'm not trying to ask people to give me all your money. It's more just there for people who choose to share if they want to. So, okay, printed eyeball. I'm sure we've got another one in here that's on the opposite side. And then also printed nostrils. Whoops, let's show you here. Yeah, if you set up your own Buy Me a Coffee website, you can set it up so that it's Buy Me a Mountain Dew. And I'm sure you're not the only one who would want that instead of a coffee as well. Um, I still need to create some kind of animation or something that I can have with my good buddy Larry the barista and use that as my coffee break thing so that when I leave during my streams to go get more coffee, I have him uh, reminding people that I'm getting a coffee. Just because I love the idea of having like a intermission screen, like screensaver or whatever, just to let people know too as they join, like, I'm coming back, I promise, I'm just in the kitchen. One Piece, Olivia Rodrigo, Pokemon, Fortnite, Harry Potter, and The Mandalorian. That's it? That's all you got, Victor? Yeah, 105 new sets, y'all. It is ridiculous. I was thrilled to see all of them on the store shelves, even though some were selling out instantly, basically, at our store. I got there right when they had everything, at least one copy of everything still on the shelves, which was in the first like 45 minutes. But while I was in store, they sold out of the larger buildable Pokemon sets. So they're going quick, but I do know they'll get some new stock, and I'm sure online will be stocked up, which is good. So yay! Here's Lapras's smart tag. That's cute. Cute, cute, cute. Friends cabin set. Yes, that is on my must-have list for sure. City Beach streetcar. Oh, I'll need to look that one up. Skull candle and light up pumpkin set. Yes, those are all really, really cool ones too. I love all the Halloween ones, and I can't wait. We're almost to fall. We're not really almost to fall here at all. It's going to be hot as blazes for the next forever. But we like to pretend like it is fall time in our house. So it's always nice when it starts to cool down a little bit. But yeah. Y'all, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining and taking time out of your Saturday to spend time with me. This is so much fun, and I love getting a chance to build with y'all and also just hear your perspectives on things. So I appreciate our community so much and just really am grateful for y'all. So I've experienced a lot of really fun things, moments that remind me of the gratitude I have for our community lately. And part of it was Brick Rodeo. We had so much fun at Brick Rodeo, and it was just wonderful to get to see friends in person again that we haven't seen in a while. And it just made me that much more excited for the upcoming conventions that I get to go to. So, all right, the smart brick is going to be in the front torso of Lapras, which makes sense because when you're battling, you're going to be aiming it at people, or not at people, excuse me, at the other Pokemon, kind of chest to chest, which makes sense. Let's see. Why does everything have to be a battle? All right, where do we go? Here we go. Y'all, there are so many pieces in all of these sets. Like this one already is taking quite some time. I'm glad that we're doing them together, but yeah. Let's see. People keep asking me about the August sets. I haven't fully decided yet. What about you guys? Good questions. So yeah, I've had a few people say in the chat their thoughts. I've seen some people also talk about the Olivia Rodrigo sets. That's come up a couple different times. I love the record one in particular, the larger record. I think it's really cute and would be fun to have as like a art piece to go out here with our vinyl player. Personally, on my list, if I didn't get them for review, I would have said the buildable Pokemon sets for sure. And of those, I would have probably prioritized Munchlax, then Arcanine, then Rayquaza. And that's the order I built them, actually. Well, I kind of got started on Arcanine first, but they're just all so good. So, so good. The other ones on my list were the Animal Crossing, which I bought today at the store. And La Katrina, which was one they sent me for review, so I got to do that on live stream and got through most of it. It is beautiful. I need to share the final photos of it with y'all too. It's really really stunning, and I think it was a beautiful tribute to to Dia de Muertos and a great cultural set to add to the collection for Lego's. Focus on representing different holidays and things too, in a really beautiful and broad way. Um, I was very impressed with the build techniques in that one. The other set that I would say is on my wish list is the pot house. Actually, the two sets that are the pot house and the dark floral set. Those two are also just gorgeous. So that's just a few. And then I just finished the Donkey Kong set last night, and have to say that it's a really, really fantastic set too. It was neat to see it all together, collected with the other arcade sets. And I also understand that that's not common for most people to be able to say that they have all of those together. And I'm so grateful that LEGO had sent me all of those over the course of the last few years. They're all really, really well done, but they are pricey, and that's a problem. That's a real problem that we see with LEGO. So, that's a reality, unfortunately. For those who are big fans of nostalgia, though, and grew up around the time that I did, those arcade game sets are really, really sleek. Uh, I want to rearrange stuff in our house and have a section that's like the arcade games and retro kind of stuff there, and then also have a section that's like the typewriter and the gems and the insects and the ship in a bottle. I want all of those collected together because I think they look beautiful and feel like they're meant to be in like someone's classy office. Okay. So just like the others, we have that section that's open where we will build a little brick built section that can pop in and out to have the smart brick in there. So let's see. What else do we got? I just bought two of the Pokemon Smart Brick sets at Target to get the tote bag. Oh, fun! I didn't hear about the tote bag. I bought a couple of them 2 months ago from Pokemon Center, but still waiting for them to get here. Oh, wow. Okay. Which ones did you get, Victor? I'm really curious. Um, I was hoping to find the Animal Crossing one at Target, but nothing. I think that's going to be one that's going to mostly show up only in LEGO stores and online. I don't know that Target's going to get it, but I don't know for sure. For some reason, I was thinking it might be exclusive. That said, I guess I've seen some of the other Animal Crossing sets at retail stores, so maybe that's wrong. I also haven't bought Lego at a Target in a very long time, and so I could be wrong about what they offer. It's okay. Nice coloring here for the neck of Lapras. I like that buttery yellow, bright light yellow color. And then here on the inside is where we're going to get that little piece that will pop out to have our smart brick in there. So this will cover up that smart tag. Yay! Y'all, I'm so excited. We're getting this jumper plate, this round one, in that light purple. I love that color so much. Going off of Jay's Brick blog, lots of those August sets I want were already released outside North America in June. Yeah, I was surprised to see how many were elsewhere. When I was on whenever I do my so Lego lets us Jigglypuff, yay! That was one of the first ones I built, and it's so cute. I actually really love it. I think it's an adorable shape. Um, anyway, when Lego allows us to select sets that are on store shelves for review or gifts or whatever, not gifts, giveaways, we have to look up the information first for the pricing and availability on the German Lego website. And then we have to look at the actual stores where they're going to, in the regions where they're going to. So let's say someone wins from a giveaway drawing and they live in Brazil. I would have to look at the Brazil store to make sure it's available to ship them. And so I have to look at the US store then to make sure that they're available to ship me anything. So, for instance, we just did that New York trip. So, one of the sets that I requested was the New York, yay, here's his little head, or the start of his head, the New York architecture set, the Big Apple. Look at that, it's so cute. And I also was looking to request sets that were for the giveaways. So I had 5 giveaway winners. And at first, there were 2 sets that I was like, oh, these will be great giveaway sets, and that I got in my cart on the German site. And then when I went to the US site, they don't become available until September. And I was like, wait a minute, they're already available elsewhere. And this was back in July. So it surprised me. But yeah, it makes sense because production in different places, you know. So, okay, you also got Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Bulbasaur, the Bidoof one. Nice. Those are all really, really fun ones. Honestly, Mewtwo was one that I was most excited about because it just feels reminiscent from the movie back in the 1999, 98. Can't remember when I worked at the movie theater. So that one I just thought was really cool. Um, and I finally watched that movie in our house like a couple weeks ago, I think, or maybe a month ago. And then the Pikachu one is really cute. I built that one yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think, so that I would have the smart bricks available for us to play with during this build day. So once we're done with our build of Lapras, we will put the smart brick in him and see his capability. Okay, got his nostrils. So cute. All right, this is fun. All right, so here you can see his face. I'm trying to get it to where he's got the nostrils and then this little bit that gives the lip vibe, which is really cute. So fun. All right, let's continue. Where is that part? There it is. You know, we have these little like kind of horn type bumps that go on his head. Let's see. Here we go. So this is going to clip in to that curved piece. Okay, so these sets are also, like I said, there's some decent build techniques in these sets that I think are great for people to learn a little bit more about sculpting. The curvature using, you know, these little clips and hinges and things, and then also clips and rods that they have on the inside that give the curvature of the shell. I think that's actually pretty cool. And some nice stuff that kind of teaches people maybe how to use the brick in a different way. So someone in the community who's a sales rep told me North America gets those sets in August because your fiscal year starts later than other countries. Interesting. That is really fascinating. And also then not surprising. It makes sense as to why that might be. So cool. Thanks for sharing. That's interesting. All right. And I think this is where the eyes are going to go on in a second. Possibly. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that'll be the case. It is always weird to understand and start to learn some of the business side of things behind these decisions, um, or just to question them because it's like there must be a business reason, but we don't necessarily know. But yeah, that one would make sense. So if they're wanting to see how well a product did. Okay, so the eyes, it actually is upside down, I think, from what, or no, it's not. Just kidding. Okay, here. All right, so there we go with the eye and the ear. That's cute. That's going to go over here. So I'll flip that around for y'all to see on this side while I build out the other side. And we're getting close to being done with this buddy. I think there's one more bag left, and I think it's still going to be stuff that he needs for his body. I don't think it's more, I don't think it's other pieces that he'll be using, wait, what did I do wrong? I did that wrong? Did I do that wrong? Or no, I didn't. That's right. Okay. Go, got this. I'm almost finished with bag 5. All right. Here we go. So this wraps up Leprous' face, which again, I think that's actually pretty sleek, but look at this size in comparison to our little buddy here. It is quite large. Very, very different scale. Okay, bag 6, we're going to get the last bits and pieces that go under. Oh, his little, like, flipper type things. Of course. Of course he's not done. So say, what else do we have to build? All right, so pretty much all blue. Yay, but we're getting more of these. I'll have to show you. We're getting more of these little guys in that bright, vibrant blue color, which is great. So they are the pins that have the ball for ball joints. Really cool. Love that. And I like that it's not just the aqua, but it's that brighter blue color. Got some clear boat studs to go underneath. Actually, only one, which is odd. Kind of what I was expecting a few more. All right, he's got a wee little tail. That's going to connect here. Put that there. And now let's build some of these little leg things. That's what they're called, right? Leg things? No, they are called flippers, I'm pretty sure. All right. Whew, this is a marathon. I need to look at my schedule for next week because next week is starting August 5th is the start of Stand Up to Cancer. And I committed to streaming during that time and helping raise money and awareness. So looking forward to that. My hope is to be on a couple different times during that time frame. And I'm trying to use that time to do maybe some sets that are in my backlog or something a little bit different. Possibly one day I was thinking I could finish the sets that I got through part of with live streams. So it can be like, help me finish the builds. I don't know yet, though, exactly how I'm going to use that time. So it's all brand new to me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to help support a good cause. So if you're interested in joining, it'll be sometime over the next probably 2 weeks. I might go live a little bit each week. I had planned to do, where is that piece? Hello. Oh, here it is. I had planned to do a full Pokemon Week live stream where I was building all of the Pokemon together, but I just with everything with rodeo and everything, it was just a little tough. So you've been adding videos to watch later playlists while listening. Nice, good stuff. Um, yeah, okay, got these 2 back ones. So we have these back fins that are going to go here and here. Okay, so cute. He's heavy though. Like, if a kid is battling with this, they need to have some muscles if they're going to be doing, like, waving it around a lot. So, right, is this another 2 times? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll double this one up. And then we'll play with it with the smart brick inside. So, oops. All right. So the front flippers are a little bit bigger. Flippers? Is that what we're calling them? You think? I think so. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So rounding out the top portion of it a little bit better, like so. Here we go. Y'all also, video for y'all to watch later if you would be so inclined. I got to be interviewed on the news about my Lego Wicked um, wearables that I built for the Wicked for Good red carpet. And it was during Brick Rodeo. And so I was able to post the video on my YouTube. And if you get a chance, I'd love for you to watch it. It's about 5 minutes long. But that way you can see a little bit more about the behind the scenes of how we built or how I built the different things. All right, we finished with Lapras. I'm gonna zoom out and show you more of him. So let's pull him back here, about there. Go a little bit up. He's big. And I'll remove this front-facing camera for a minute. So here we go. Nice shell. The flippers are fun. Has that little boat stud to kind of help keep it so that it's a little bit not scratching the table or whatever as you move them around. Here in the instructions, it shows Lapras number 0131, and it shows water type and snow type, winter type. Somebody help me out there. Snowflake type? It's a snowflake. Then you move forward and it shows you how to put in the smart brick. It shows that you can have it kind of swim around. You can have it sleep. You can have it fight. And then here it shows that you can have it sing and talk to Pikachu if you get both of them to have a smart play. And you can have it battle, which is fun too. So different options. It shows that you can have them interact with the treasure chest thing that we saw before. So let's just play with this one and see what it sounds like. And while I'm doing that, if y'all want to take a look at what other sets we have and put your vote in the chat of which one I should build next, that would be great. Okay, so we remove that, put the smart brick in, cover it up so that he's got a little belly covering. All right, he's awake. So I'll have him swim. Okay, I love that. It's like water sounds. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see if he were to jump on land and land on the gold. Okay, nice. Yeah. So he got his little coins. Let's give him some food. So we'll do that food piece from the... What's interesting is you can hear him eating, but you also hear that song that was playing from the Gold Coins Pirate one still. Okay. It sounded like he said, I like... Okay, we're going to put him to sleep. It's just going to be harder with these fins. Is he going to snore? Ooh. Okay. Louder snore. That's more like Penny snore. Okay, okay. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's wake him up. Oh my goodness, I'm loving the water sounds. That's actually really cool. Oh, he's giggling. That's fun. Pretty impressive. And then let's see what happens when he battles, or when he trains for battle. And I like that you can kind of see the lights flashing when it kind of makes a good hit. Okay, and then let's come over here. All right. I believe that's the sound of us catching him. All right. A little bit more swimming, and we'll take it up. Okay. Good job, Lego. That was cute. That was fun. Honestly, so I know there's been criticism around kids can make their own play noises. They don't need this to work and do the imagination for them. I don't disagree with some of that stuff. I think some of that stuff is true, right? Play doesn't have to be completely scripted and magically set up for every kid to do in the exact same way. That said, I had toys growing up that made sounds and interacted with things. I have one that we found in the garage recently. I need to go grab it and show y'all, but it's called Wrinkles, and it was a dog that was about this big, stuffed dog, and it had like a puppet mouth, and you could open and close the mouth, and it would make noise when you did that. It had a little bone that when you put it in the mouth, it would make slobbering sounds like it was chewing and slobbering on it, and if you took it away from it, it would whine and complain. If you pushed the belly button, it would giggle. And if you pushed it 3 times, it would giggle 3 different ways. And the third time, it would say, "Stop tickling me." And no, if you yelled at it, it would recognize the noise and it would say, "Oh," it would whine and say, "Was I a bad Wrinkles?" So to me, this approach is similar to that. And I grew up with these toys in the 80s and 90s. And it didn't really prevent me from playing and imagining stories with my characters. It actually was something where I thought it was really fun to show my friends, especially the tickle feature, because we loved having it yell, "Don't," or "Stop tickling me," which is kind of awful. We were like pestering it enough. But we would enjoy taking it on trips and things. And I remember always feeling like I had to make sure that I had the bone with me so I could make sure that he had his little treats every once in a while. To me, it feels like these are fun add-ons for kids. It doesn't feel like they're necessary by any means, but I don't think that it's going to chip away at kids' imagination. What I'd love to see is for kids to build these smart tags into other types of builds and think about ways that it can interact with in a new way. So, for example, I would love to see a kid build the smart tag for this food into the top of a tree and then put the smart brick into the mouth of the brontosaurus for Jurassic Park. And then you could have it come over and it would make the sound of eating the top of the tree, right? There's things that you can do once you understand the capabilities that you could manipulate a different build or build an entire mock around the idea of that use of the sound. That said, it makes it sound like I'm a huge proponent of these, and what I would have to say is I think they're fun. I don't know that they're necessary. They're expensive, and that's not fun, right? That's a reality, an unfortunate reality with this kind of stuff. So, not every kid is going to get a chance to play with these, but yeah. So, bye, Mayo. Good to see you, and congrats to your friend. Enjoy building Wally and Eve and finishing that out. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful celebration for your friend who hit 200,000, which is amazing and mind-blowing to me. So thank you so much for joining for a little bit. That was really fun. All right, we have built. Let me show you all of them so far. Let's go back to this camera. We just finished building this set that came with Eevee, Lapras, and the treasure hunt, which is really cute. I'm loving this little kind of treasure flag or pirate flag type thing as well that comes with it with a little Pokeball symbol on it. It also has this raft. Whee! So all of these different pieces come together. We'll slide those over. We also built today on the stream so far our Ditto is Squirtle, which is stupidly cute, with his little popcorn dish. And I love that it has the double picture. So there's this picture that you can have in there, or you can switch it out to this picture on the really cool Pokeball TV, where it's Squirtle in battle. So fun. So slide that back in there. And then before my stream, wow, I've only built 2 on stream today. Goodness. Before my stream, I built Jigglypuff, who comes with some different accessories. Let me pull those over for y'all. Jigglypuff comes with 2 speakers like this, and also comes with a microphone. You got 2 turntables and a microphone. And then I built this Pokeball that was in its individual bag. It's a Premier Ball. I also built a set that came with all of these accessories, and these are called training accessories, I think. So it had two different Pokeball. It had these little target things that you can knock over. It had the little grass pieces. It had this little piece to battle against, I think. It had some berries, some green berries potentially, and also had these larger purple berries and this yellow little tuft of something. So all of those that are in there too. And then last but certainly not least, the first set that I built was the Pikachu set. And I did that on purpose because this is one of the two sets that comes with a Smart Brick. And so the only way to get the Smart Brick stuff to work with all these Smart Brick compatible sets is to have the actual Smart Brick. So this one has this really cool treehouse, tree fort type thing. You can see it has the ears, the Pikachu ears. When you flip it around, it comes with a little sandwich that you can feed any of the characters using the Smart Bricks. This flips down into a bed. We've got a little area here where it can learn how to battle, and there's a smart tag over here with that, and a little tag over here where you can learn how to catch Pokemon, and there's a smart tag on that as well. And of course came with Pikachu. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon that are built out of 7 sets. Is that right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets so far. So just got caught up, but Lapras sounds are so cute, right? So cute. I really love it. I thought those were adorable and was a big fan. Okay, what's next? Wait, where did you get the Premier Ball? I saw it as a UK gift with purchase, but not in the US. Do you have info? Good question. So, when LEGO sends us the gifts with purchase, or when LEGO sends us the waves to review, they will say, you're getting all of these sets to review. And sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 1. In this case, it was 15 sets, and it came with that bag, which I can give you the SKU for it, I think. Let's see. So it came with this bag. It says Premier Ball 30729. Oops, here we go. It's 30729, and it was one of the ones that was in the box shipped to us. I don't believe it's purchasable in stores yet. I imagine it will show up maybe in retail stores or possibly as a gift of purchase, but I don't think we have the ability right now in the US. The other one was Trainer Supplies 30730. So this one, I think, will be in retail stores very quickly. But yeah, those are the ones that came with this. The other thing that I just have to show you, I showed this earlier on the stream, but I'm particularly proud of when I first wanted to design and build my own Pokeball before I built the larger one, and before any of these Smart Play sets were revealed, this is the one I made. And I was like, it's a little bit too squared off. I don't know if I fully like it. Y'all, take a look at this. I think I did a pretty decent job. I was very impressed with how the end result looks. Ultimately, this is smaller, and it's more of the square rounded shape. Mine is more of the like squashed rounded shape, but I'm not mad about it. I feel like it was a pretty decent attempt at this. So yeah, I like it. I'm pretty pleased with it and pretty proud of how that came out. And then of course my Pikachu, which I'm obsessed with this little one. So. You like mine being rounded more. Thank you. Yeah, it's what I didn't like about it is how flat it is. Like it feels like it got squished. Oh no, Pikachu fell. So this is what I was talking about. I know how to build some things, but they're often fragile. And while they may look good, I love learning from these sets how to build things in a way that they're more structurally sound. So, but I still love my little Pikachu and my little rounded, squared off, flat Pokeball. So I ended up building the much larger one, and this is the one that I put the instructions online for. So perfectly round, of course, because it had to be. And I'm very, very pleased with this one. I think it came out just very, very happy with how that one came out. In particular, I loved the little black ring around the white circle in the middle. for the like fastener that opens and closes. All right, friends, who am I building next? Take a look at the website and pick another set for me to build from all of the Smart Play bricks. I think if you took that middle building to do the button out would be fun. I don't know that I'm understanding. I think if you took that middle building to do the button out would be fun. I'm not understanding the thing, but thank you. If you want to say it again in a different way, I might understand it better. But forgive me for my brain not working. I'm going to look at the poll. 50% so excited, and then even split of 17% for the last three of I hope it's better than Star Wars, skeptical, and not interested. I think I know who said not interested, and I think he joined the stream and left, which is fine. And also, again, totally fine that people are not interested. Hello, Classy CMC. Welcome, Charizard. Okay, we have a vote for Charizard. Anybody else? Another vote for Charizard. I think we might have to go in that direction. Any other votes for any other sets? The new set, the technique to make the reverse stud applied to your build. Oh, thank you. Yes, I really liked the approach that they did for this. I thought that was a nice approach, and I like that it's a smaller button than the one that I created. So yes, I agree, and maybe I'll adapt mine using that concept. I love that they got the little red ring around it. That to me is a nice win, and you could do that with black too. So yeah. All right. The people have voted, and we will build Charizard. Although I do have to say, Charmander is stupid cute. Just adorable. But we will jump ahead to the advanced um, evolution. Full evolution Charizard. Oh gosh. Oh no! All right. Okay, this is a really cool one. It's Charizard versus Jolteon Ultimate Battle. I'll vote Charizard again just because. Sounds good. Also, the cool thing about this is, like I said, this is the other Smart Brick one. So you can tell with these Smart Brick sets. Let me move my coffee. You can tell with these Smart Brick sets, the left-hand side. You know what? I'm going to switch cameras. Please hold. Here we go. Left-hand side has the visual of the Smart Brick on the side of it. All of these other sets, it's just solid yellow on the side. So you don't actually see that Smart Brick. And these all say in the corner Smart Brick compatible, but it tells you you need one and it doesn't come with one. These, however, say Smart Play all in one. And it tells you this set comes with 2 bricks, so we can actually battle, which is really cool. And it comes with 4 smart tags. So the way these open is a little bit different. I'm going to get scissors instead of doing the punch things because I want you to see the way that it opens to reveal where the Smart Brick is. So let me run and grab some scissors. My goodness, this desk is getting full and we've barely begun. And I spilled some Lego right under my feet, which means I just stepped on Lego. Thankfully, they're not sharp this time. Let me move those. All right, let me grab, actually, while I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to refill my coffee. So y'all can look at this. And I'll switch to this camera for y'all. And I will be right back with more coffee and with scissors to open this one up. Let's see here. All right, I'm back with scissors, not with coffee though, because our coffee maker turned off, so it's not hot. So unfortunately, you get less caffeinated Justin, which I still think I'll be able to handle this, but I'll do my best to keep my energy up while the coffee reheats. Okay, so let's flip this over and open this bad boy up. And I want to show you how it's set up because it's pretty cool. So, oops, I'm sorry, Evie. So these boxes have lids to them. So if you wanted to keep all the things, you could. I will be throwing away all the boxes because I don't need to keep all the boxes. But they also do the packaging in an interesting way. And it's fun to see how they set it up visually to showcase the smart brick right away. Also, I'm slicing these boxes up a little bit as I open it, but again, I just toss these in the recycling, so not a big deal to me. Sorry if you're a box fan. All right, we'll flip it over, and I will open this up to show you, because it's pretty neat. So, take a look at that. Isn't that cool? So in here, they put the 2 smart bricks here on this little extra piece. You can pop them out. This also pops out, so it makes it easier to open. But I like the way that they packaged it. I think packaging matters, even though it's not the most important thing. It's still nice, you know. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Whew, 6, 7. 6, 7. Still don't understand that joke. I don't think anyone does. 2 and 1. Okay, so we'll start with the one over here. Put this one over here. Then, okay, this looks like it's maybe a cape or something. Here we have the cord and cable for it, and here we have the smart brick charger. So, to show you these chargers, they look like so, and you just rest the brick in here, and then this just plugs into any USB-C port. Makes it very easy to navigate and refuel the fuel in the battery when you need to. I'm going to move all these bags over to this box to help me keep them organized. And this is going to move over here. All right. But like I said, I like that the packaging has the smart brick on the side. It says all-in-one to make it abundantly clear. It also shows you how many of them come in each. So this has 4 smart tags and 2 smart bricks. Plus, I'm going to show you the new parts that are in these little tiny Pokeballs. But compare that to these other ones where it shows smart brick compatible. It tells you how many smart tags, but then it says very clearly smart brick not included. Add smart brick to play interactive. So they're doing their best to make sure people know kind of what to do to get the most out of these sets, or to play with them in the ways that use or don't use the smart bricks. So, okay, got all that out of the way. Let's put this over here. Y'all, we're running out of room. Silly problem to have. Okay, I'm going to put these bricks, or these, up here. So I have the extra bags. And then we will dive in. So I'm going to set all this aside because I already have the other one that can charge my smart bricks. Okay, the staff at the stores were also helping people. Had a dad say he was here to pick up the smart brick. Nice. Can we do Gengar next? Yes, sounds good. I can do that for sure. Okay, let's do... Hi, I'm back. We're going to do this one. Okay, this camera. Gengar was one that I was very excited for, so happy to dive into that one next. All right. So, it looks like this one might not have stickers. I don't know if that's true or if I'm just missing them. This has Jolteon. It has this little flame type thing that has a smart tag at the front of it for some battles. It has the smart brick book that teaches you how to use a smart brick. And then it has the Charizard. So I'm going to build Charizard, and then I'm going to switch to the set that has Gengar and build Gengar. So I might do Charizard and Jolteon in this. We'll see. But I think I'll start with Charizard. We'll see how long that takes. I just want to make sure that I get to what I just promised, which was Gengar today, because while I was planning to build as much as I could today, I'm not going to get through all these sets. It's going to take some time. So yeah. Build the charger first. Right? So the charger, it's already charged up. I'm going to plug this one in real quick in the kitchen, and I'm going to put the 2 bricks on it so that we can get them charged. That way I can show you how the battle works. So I'll be right back while I do that. I think it can charge 2 at the same time. Let's see. All right, both are charging. So once we're done building Charizard, we should have enough charge in it to be able to have a little battle. All right, I'm going to put this other smart brick over here. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way as best as I can. Lapras, you are too big. Lapras, let's move you over here. Eevee, get on your little raft and float away. And little Ditto. Gosh, that Ditto with the TV, so cute. All right, oh. Here are, oh, never mind. These are from other sets. Okay. So put that in here. Let's go. Let's dive in, Charizard. And like I said earlier in the stream, we're getting a lot of new prints and parts in these sets that I think are really fantastic. And I'm excited to see how they'll be used in other sets. Some of them might be exclusive just to the Pokemon sets, which is fine. But some are going to have some application to other sets too, which I'm really looking forward to. So one of them is in the Pokeball, which come with these little sets. So let me open this up. It shows you first how to charge your smart bricks and all that kind of stuff. They do come pre-charged, but they do say to still charge them a little bit too. So look at this new piece. Ta-da! Come on, focus, focus, focus. Look at my nails. Look at the piece in my hand. Come on. There we go. Almost. Why isn't it focusing? Here we go. Okay, so it has 9 studs on top. The bottom has that little spot where it could, I think, attach to a stud. And then we've got this here as well. So this is the base of these Pokeballs. Then another new to this series part is this one. So this goes in the middle, and it has a stud holder on the side that's perfect for that little notch of the ball that sticks out. So interesting that that's how they chose to do this, with the little rounded piece on the edge. And then the top part all comes together with pieces that we've already had before, I believe. So we have those pieces. We get a regular stud in the middle, or a regular brick in the middle, if I can find it. And then we get these pieces. These might be new, but I think we've seen them in 1x4, but now we get them in 1x3, and that goes on either side to create that rounded. So I guess this actually is full of new parts. And then, okay, I'm seeing some smart tags, so I'll set those aside to show you in a minute. Where's the red brick? Ah, here it is. All right. So yeah, that builds out the little Pokeball. Really, really cute. So that's the first thing. The next thing is a little bag, which is interesting. I don't know why Charizard is carrying a handbag, but I'm not mad. It's kind of cute. It's going to be purple. Oh, it's not a bag, it's a potion. I think this is okay, this is to heal your Pokemon during battle. I thought it was a handbag. Y'all, look at the smart tag on it. It looks like a handbag. Come on. Focus. There we go. Right? It looks like a handbag. But no, it's not. It is a Charizard potion, or really Pokemon potion. And then here is the Charizard Smart Tag. Come on. Focus on my hand. Focus on my hand. Wonder if it's because the Nintendo New York isn't there. My goodness. There we go. So that's pretty cool, right? And I like how each of them has the number from the Pokedex, and it also has the type. So this one shows both flying type and fire type. So pretty cool. Okay, yeah, it's potion. This makes a lot more sense. I was like, why does he have a handbag? I mean, I'm not mad. You do you, Charizard, but maybe I will build one into a handbag. And I will say that you need retail therapy when you're when you're depleted from all of your energy. You also need to fight all the Karens at the mall. Silly, silly. Okay. Let's see. Up, I'm missing a piece. I was gonna say something seems off here. Pokemon has like 30 plus potion designs for healing and curing things. Why is it a bag? Right? I was thinking the same thing. With all of the TCG cards I've looked at, none of them look like a handbag. So I was really confused. Maybe it's like a doctor's bag. It's kind of what they were going for, but just was funny to me. Um, but I'm loving Charizard with a handbag. I love that. I think that's definitely the vibe of my Charizard for sure. Okay, so here's the potion bag. No, or the potion bottle. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep saying that wrong. Here's the potion bottle. You can see the spray button to like squash down to spray. And there's where the spray would come out. And then there's the handbag. So silly. All right, let's start building this guy. Hop to it, buddy. We got movies to see. So yeah, we will be leaving in a little bit for Spider-Man, and I'm very excited. We watched No Way Home again last night, and the night before that we watched Far From Home, and love all of those movies. Tom Holland is such a fantastic Spider-Man, but it also is fun in No Way Home to have the nostalgia of the past ones showing up as well. So I was looking last night about amiibos, as they also use NFCs, and found that no Pokemon game uses them. If they did, could see the NFC tags being used in game and amiibos used for sounds interacting. That would be so cool. Yeah, but surprising that none of the games use them. Because you can get Pokemon amiibo, but that's for things like Smash Brothers and stuff. So um, I've been looking that up as well. So all right, these are, like I said, very well built and designed to withstand a lot of pressure and thrown around as you're battling with others with your Pokemon. So I really appreciate the design and thought around that. It's really good and intentional, and that I think is a smart approach. And one thing I found in the store today when we were battling is I saw a battle happened before I got up to the front that I was just watching and observing, and the employee was using Pikachu, which is, pretty small and like standard and well put together, and the customer was using Charizard, and the wing kept falling off. So that was interesting to see. So I'm curious, and we'll notice as we start to build it, how it's connected, because it was not connected very well in a way that would prevent it from falling apart. So, not completely crumbling, but, you know, if a wing falls off your Charizard, he can't fly. So, or she can't fly. Depends on the Charizard, I suppose. Um, All right. So lots of these curved, kind of reverse shaped pieces that give us the rounded edges of our little character here. That's going to be nice when we get to uh, looking at it with all the pieces on it. It's going to be much more smoothed and rounded around the edges. I think they did a good job with the shaping of these characters. Like I said, I enjoy the little squared off type vibe for them. I think it's actually fun and cutesy. I know that some people were not happy with that when they first saw them, but I think it's actually a pretty big win for them. I really enjoy it. And I think it's going to win a lot of people over, much like people have been won over to Brickheads. That said, there are still big haters of Brickheads. Just as there are big haters of Friends mini dolls. And my thought there is you are entitled to your own opinion, and it's your opinion. It's not truth, right? And that's okay. So there will be some people who never like this, and that's all right. I personally really like the vibe, and I think they're very, very cute. And I also think that it was a smart approach because it gives a very clear and obvious Lego vibe to them as well. So that's my thought. So for our friend Classy CMC 83, I will be doing Gengar next, like I mentioned. Curious on if you have any sets that you're interested in for August 1st. Any of the Pokemon ones or other ones as well. Love to hear from you about your thoughts on that. It'd be so fun if the NFC tags in Amiibo worked with these Smart Play sets, even if by accident. I just got the Link's Awakening Amiibo from New York, actually from this store here, the Nintendo New York store when I was there, and have been playing with it in Animal Crossing, which is fun, but I haven't played with it yet in Link's Awakening, so I'm excited to eventually get around to doing that. But I would love if you could like have Zelda noises and other things coming through because of Amiibo. That'd be so fun. So my only qualm with mini dolls is I wish accessories were all cross-compatible. Agreed. The neck holes being different just means I can't as easily cross over things between the two, like capes. 100% agree. That's a complaint I have too. I also, another complaint is I wish that the hands would swivel so that they could work in the same type of way that our minifigs do. So they're not perfect by any means, but I actually have grown to love the vibe and look of them. And I was thrilled that the first waves of Wicked sets came with mini dolls. I think that that was actually a perfect approach to doing pop culture in mini doll form. And I would say the exact same for our Wednesday friends. I think those were really, really well done with that approach too. So personally, I really like that vibe. But yeah, I agree with you on that, Qualm. I think that's something that I do wish that we would see. I do like that the hair pieces are, for the most part, compatible because that allowed us to have some additional new diverse hair types that we can use on minifigs from the Friends lines because they have so many, they had a wider variety, which was very smart on their part to make that cross-compatible. But yeah, little things like the swimming, not vests, what do you call that? The life jackets. Why can't that work on both? You know, that was annoying to me to find out that it couldn't work that way. Um, so yeah. Okay, something is off here. I did something wrong. Ah, that's what I did wrong. Okay, that makes sense. So I need to move those up. One. Got going too fast, y'all. Y'all, are we getting a new Wednesday season? I think we are, aren't we? Okay, there we go. Now that's fixed. Okay. Right now, his body's looking a little bit like a guitar. Or like a cello, maybe. So, see, you could adapt that shape into a cello. You could have Cellozard. Uh-oh, the bad jokes are coming out, y'all. All right. Almost done with bag one. I think Charizard is 4 full bags, just like Lapras. So, building out the interior core currently. And this will then attach in a way that makes sure that it doesn't fall apart. And our smart tag goes in. Doo, doo, doo. So that's going to let him talk with the other ones. So, oh no, wait, I decided this one was a girl. That's going to make her talk to the other ones when she goes to battle. She is fierce. Okay, this is another new part that we're getting in a lot of these sets too. It is a plate that has these little notches out of it. And at first I couldn't understand, but I learned that that was designed so that you can reach like a brick separator in and pop things off. And that way you can move off the brick that's in place while you don't have a smart tag in there, smart brick in there, and then you can switch it. So pretty cool, pretty cool. It's also fun to have these little smaller versions of the larger brick built ones that are on the shelf right now. So, hey, Jake, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, we are building out all of the, well, probably not all of today. I'm building out as many as I can of these smart play sets, and they're so fun. So, really excited to get my hands on them and explore the capabilities. So it's pretty cool. Thank you. These are, it's called Cat's Eye, and it changes colors. So the colors that I chose were ones that were kind of Wicked themed, because I was displaying my Wicked red carpet mocks at Brick Rodeo. So it's the first time that I've gotten to display them since actually going to the red carpet and having that really cool experience. So, but yeah. Jake is involved with Stand Up Builders, which is very exciting. I can't wait for my first time to experience that and help out with a wonderful cause. I'm really looking forward to streaming and celebrating our community and raising money and awareness. So, good stuff. I'm happy to have you. Curious on if you have any plans for the August 1st sets or any interest in any of the August 1st sets that just came out. Whether Pokemon or not. So yes, I would love to go to Brick World as well. You're gonna that's one we've never been to. So this is Brick Rodeo. I'll be at Brick Slopes coming up soon in Utah, and then at Le Summit de la Brick in Montreal. So really looking forward to that. You're gonna hopefully get the Gen 1 starters during your IRL stand-up builders event. Yay! Fun. Awesome. That'll be fun. Yeah, these are really fun to build so far, and I hadn't gotten my hands on the Smart Play bricks yet, so getting to experience them has been pretty cool. Once I'm done with Charizard here, then we will put Smart Brick in 2 of them and have them battle, so we can test out those capabilities, which is fun. So, also, we're getting a lot of this piece in a lot of these sets, some of the larger brick built ones and also the smaller ones, but that's a nice one too. A lot of them have printing on them to have eyes or whatever, and I think it's actually the same one that's in Timmy and Tommy. So, looking forward to building those 2 friends soon. Jake, I was telling my community today that for the Stand Up Builder stuff, I think I will be building some things from the backlog and or finishing some of the builds that I started on stream but didn't actually get to finish during the streams. So I've created a backlog of partially finished sets now too that I need to take care of. So that could be a lot of fun. We'll see. And also just figuring out from our crew and whoever joins what they'd like to see built, because that's always fun. So we shall see. Yeah, we'd love to have you at Rodeo. Am I all set up? Not quite yet. I told you the other day that I was going to read through all that information, and I got fully distracted with some other things. So my plan, after this stream, we're going to see the Spider-Man movie. But my plan this weekend is to get set up on the thing that allows people to donate, so that I can make sure that all of the donations are all going to the same place. So, what kind of chaos do you have planned? Yeah, not sure yet. We will see, but should be lots of fun. And yeah, it's actually been really fun today to have people kind of vote on or share which sets they want to see built first. So maybe we'll do some mock building. I don't quite know yet. Really looking forward to it. So. And looking forward to joining other streams and getting fun ideas from friends and meeting new friends and hanging out. So thanks again for providing that opportunity and for being so kind. It's been really nice to connect with you. So, all right. Here's the beginning of Charizard, and there's his belly. You can see the smart tag in there. This is where this brick is going to hold its place for now, and we'll pop that out in a minute to put in the smart brick once we're finished building out the whole friend. And when we see on the other side, this is what I was talking about, where we see that little notch, and you can pop out. It helps to be able to pop out the brick. So yeah, nice. Yay! Excited to hopefully catch your streams. And likewise, Jake, thank you. Appreciate that. Are you going to Alamo or another place? Yeah, Alamo is our go-to for sure. We've got a million of them in Austin, which is nice. You think you might wait till next week, as even the 9 a.m. show tomorrow is getting full. Oh, thank you, Jake. I am really excited about getting to see it at Alamo. We're also seeing another movie tomorrow night. Philip and I love films, and so we're going to go see The Odyssey. And that one's going to be an IMAX, so that one has to be, I think, at a Regal. But tonight is just going to be at Alamo, which is typically our go-to, given that we're in Austin, Texas. So that's where Alamo started, Alamo Draft House. And lots of great options here. We're very lucky when it comes to movies. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, so I think it's 4 bags for Charizard, so we've got 3 more left. And then we will put on the smart bricks and have some fun. I've enjoyed getting to test them out with y'all today, and that we've been able to play with each of the builds so far with a smart brick. But I am glad that y'all suggested Charizard, given that it gave us a second smart brick so that we can do a battle. So good vote, good choice there. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to have some different pieces that will connect with the arms and legs with these different joint pieces. The wings, like I said at the store, they were popping off when the employee was battling with the customer. And so it'll be interesting to see how those connect too. And hopefully they connect in a way that it's not going to be too loose. I'm seeing a lot of these little, oh, wait, y'all, these are new. Ah, cool. Here, let me get one so I can show y'all. These are new teeth pieces, or horn pieces. Come on, focus. There we go. That is new to me. So it's like a perfect cone. Whoops. It's like a perfect cone shape. And right now I have it in a flower, so you can see that it has a little stud connection underneath, or the rod connection underneath. But that's really sleek. These are going to be really nice to have. And this set comes with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's probably more than 10 in here. But yeah, so I'm guessing we're going to be building out the mouth soon. We'll figure that out in a second. Jake, where do you live? What part of the world are you in? I wish the real IMAX seats were not so small. I've debated going to Dune this winter in the 70 millimeter. I also wish that. I feel like whenever we go, I feel a little claustrophobic in those. I also have been told to wear earplugs for this film, for the Odyssey in particular, by multiple people who said that if you were overstimulated, it's really loud. And that's been a constant complaint. And that's definitely my concern. Oh, in the UK, awesome. Cool, nice. Well, thank you for joining me in part of your evening for the stream. When do you typically stream for yours? All right. So again, lots of curved pieces. These are great parts packs if you're wanting pieces to kind of do some fun sculpting and such. Again, I think it's silly to consider buying a set like this for a parts pack because you're spending a lot of money for the smart brick. But regardless, it's fun to see all the different cool parts that are in here. And that's the hip. So you've got one nice, large, really strong muscle there. Of course, Charizard being a badass, it doesn't surprise me that he's got the strong muscles in his legs or her legs. I keep changing her gender. I decided that she's a badass Charizard lady. All right, let's see. Okay. Normally stream Tuesday evening and Sunday sometime my time. So like morning, afternoon your time. Awesome. That's cool. I typically stream on Wednesdays, midday, Austin time, which is evening time UK. I've got a bunch of friends over in your time zone or the time zone just 1 hour before or after yours that join, which is a lot of fun. So really nice time that we have each week, which is great. And often I build review sets, but again, I was trying to think about what can I do to change it up for the State of Builder stuff. So we'll see. I do think I might do some fun, like maybe mock challenge stuff or something to add to the fun and change it up a bit. But really looking forward to it. So, all right. So these are going to be the claws, like the toenails. And we're using these 1x3 plates that have the circles in them with the holes to attach those on. Oops. Hard to pick up, especially with my fingernails. There we go. You'd recommend the more silly, the better. Awesome. More silly works for me. I can do that for sure. So, yay. Come on, come on. Here we go. There we go. Awesome. Got it in. And that's going to be the first foot. Okay. So, ta-da! This is how Charizard stands. He can kick. I can kick. Do you remember that Joy the Joyologist thing? Molly Shannon, back in the day of when she was on Saturday Night Live. Love her so much. She is so funny. Okay. All right. So yeah, bag 2 is building out the legs, it looks like, and then we'll eventually get to the rest of the body. I do think they did a very good job with the build of Charizard's face and shaping and everything here. I think it ended up looking pretty sleek, especially for like a smaller set that's meant to be played with. I think they did a pretty good job with it. So the larger one is so epic. It's really, really cool and was a super fun build, but took a lot of time. For those of y'all that joined the live streams, that was a lot of fun. We did the week-long Pokemon week builds, which was so much fun building through those larger ones and also the gift with purchase and such. So those are really cool. Those are up there above my head, pretty high. And right now I've got a wicked shelf right there, I think, that might have to be repurposed into a Pokemon shelf soon with the volume of sets that we have here. So it's going to break my heart a bit to put up some of that wicked stuff, but that is okay. So, hey, what time should we leave? What time is soon? Very soon? It's 4:40. 5 to 5:10? Okay. So very soon. Okay. Oh my goodness, I did not realize we were leaving that early. Okay, that works. Thank you. That was my husband. We are going to see the movie and we're probably leaving earlier than I thought. So, I am sorry, friend, who I told I would build Gengar, as I didn't get a chance to get to that on this stream, but I will come back and do it more. So you will just have to turn them into a wicked. Yes. Okay, I love that idea. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, let me finish this bag and then we will do one quick battle with two of the smart play sets that are already built and already finished. I guess we could battle with partially finished Charizard if we want to. It kind of feels mean to do that without him having a head and wings, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to. I don't think that's going to affect his performance in the battle, or her performance in the battle. So maybe we can do that. All right, let's quickly grab the smart play sets. Oops, I forgot two little parts here. Let's do this here and this here. So we're going to battle with just a little bit of Charizard. I'll be right back with the smart bricks. And like I said, they both come, or they come charged in the sets. LEGO does recommend that you set them on the charger a little bit when you first open it, just in case it's kind of worn down in the set while you're at it. So let me turn off my front-facing camera so we can just look at the battle itself. We are going to remove this brick area here. Whoops, it's not supposed to take that one off. We'll toss that one back in here, and we will add the smart brick. Okay. He sounds quite intense. You can hear him flapping his wings that are non-existent. And then we'll do Jigglypuff, because I don't think y'all have seen Jigglypuff. And that seems like an appropriate battle, for sure. So, whoops. Let's see. Why isn't that coming up? Let's do... I know. All right, Jigglypuff. There you are. Wake up, friend. All right. So, once you have them built, you shake them, and now they're ready to battle. And you can hear the battle sounds, right? Ah, ah. And as they hit each other, you can see on their chests the little pieces kind of going at red when he hits them. Yes, Jigglypuff, you're pretty strong. And then we'll go this way. Pew, pew, pew. And then now we're going to go and say, hey, we need some potion. I don't know if you can hear the potion, but that's helping him gain his strength again. So they can keep battling. Ah. Oh, it looks like Jigglypuff won. I think Jigglypuff won because he had the option of using the handbag for potion. Oh, and now we have both of them sleeping. So, y'all, this has been so much fun. I am sorry to have to wrap things up so quickly. I thought I had a little bit longer to go, but we were going to rush off to the movies. I need to wake them up. This is annoying. So let's wake our friends up. But yes, excited to go see the movie. We're going to go see Spider-Man. Can't wait for the web slinger and to see what happens in this fourth film. And yeah, I will be back again to continue building our Pokemon friends. Again, sorry I didn't get to Gengar. I thought I had more time, and clearly I did not. So tune in again, and we will have a lot more fun. Again, thanks for joining. Let me know in the chat what you'd like to see during the Stand Up Builders as well, because that'll be a lot of fun next week. And hope to see you around. Thanks again. Build kindness, y'all.